welcome back to 20-Sided Dice Fight. Here we are for episode 3, and our adventurers have finally made it to the great city of Stonehaven, or what once was a great city. It has since been taken over by the Clawed Legion, and General Ironscale rules this town with an iron fist. Her and her dinosaur beasts that are used as mounts and fight in battles are quite oppressive. So, when the party first arrived in Stonehaven, the market square was all but empty. They've since made their way to a local tavern in hopes to find this rebel hideout area where some people are still holding out hope that they can free this town from the grasps of General Ironscale. Unfortunately, it's not looking too good. So, we're going to pick it up with the entry into the tavern, and the party follows Janu into this secret entrance hideout area back in the fire pit or fireplace of the tavern. So, as the party crosses this threshold, there's a ladder that leads down when you open this door, this back door area. There's a small ladder that leads down into a dark pit. You can't really see anything in there. Even with dark vision, there's no lights or anything. So, Janu gestures his head towards the pit. And what's there is it's kind of a makeshift ladder. It's not like a real nicely structured one. It looks like a couple of hammer nails and some stuff into this wooden kind of base shaft. And then the rest just kind of hangs down. So, you can't quite see the bottom. It's got enough distance down away from, like dark vision and stuff so you can't see. So, the party, you guys make your way through down into this pit.
I'm going to test the ladder first, but then...
Okay, yes. As the ladder is quite creaky, but it manages to hold.
Wow.
Right.
You weigh a lot, too.
I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, both of you guys probably... Yeah.
After seeing it, I'm confident in about...
Yeah, he's good. He's like...
I was like, if anyone is going to make this break, it'd be me.
It'd be, yeah,
and so
be the Tin Man.
I'll take the lead.
I mean, I could too. I'm pretty heavy-handed and huge.
Well, at least you have some extra balls to texture, right? But as you make your way to the bottom of this pit, it's probably about 150 feet down. So these nailed-in ladders, it's deep. And before you lies this seemingly dug-out tunnel. And you can tell it's been dug out because it's quite small. And there's no, stone or anything on the outside. It's just a bunch of dirt. Gotcha. So it appears that whoever dug this has been semi-recent.
Okay.
But it's probably about 6 feet tall. So if you're taller than 6 feet, you're definitely hunching down. And there's a few sort of candles that are lining this path, but just on the right-hand side. And every 50 or so feet is another candle. So, Janu, still whispering, he says, "It's just up ahead. It'll take about 10 minutes to get there. But this is the safest way in. Follow me."
Should we have...
Can I ask him something as we're going?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Because this used to be a mining town, right?
Yes. I mean, it still is. It's just that there's less people.
Yeah.
And
So I'm gonna ask him if this tunnel is a part of the mine or if it's something else.
It is now. Yes. The rebels here, they began to dig this out when the city was besieged to hopefully get some of the people out. Unfortunately, didn't quite work as planned originally, as when the invasion occurred, they used catapults and it caused some cave-ins while they were digging. So many people died to create these tunnels that ended up saving countless lives. Women and children mainly we used these tunnels to evacuate them into the mine and then from there out the mountainside. Because the mines are immense. They're enormous on the inside. There's a singular cave entrance, but inside it's carts and trails all around. So we have a hideout in the mine at a depth where the Claude Legion hasn't quite arrived. And there is no exit that they would be able to detect. It's been covered by magical means. So unless maybe the Emperor himself comes down here or his sister, we should be all right.
Okay. I'm going to just ready my dagger just in case. Not my full-on sword, because I feel like that's more imposing, but just to have my dagger out just in case, someone's here.
Okay, so like he said, you guys are walking kind of hunched over for about 10-15 minutes. He's going at a faster pace than normal, so you guys are just kind of following him. And at the very end, the tunnel's kind of like open up a little bit. So it's about 8 feet tall now, and in front of you lies a door now that's made of stone. So it looks like it was probably carved from the mountain itself.
Whoa.
So
that's pretty cool.
He goes up to the door, and he kind of like, in one swift motion, he gets a very deep breath, and he goes, and you see all these runes appear on the door.
Whoa.
He says, so, like I said, there's magical barriers here that should hopefully keep people from wandering in randomly. Most people would not be able to detect it. So, and you see he presses the right glyph, the left glyph, the center glyph, and the bottom glyph, in that order. And as he presses the 3, a door kind of like jaggedly begins to carve its way into this stone.
What was that pattern again?
Right, left, center, bottom.
And he gestures forward. It's quite light, I promise.
Quite light?
To push open the door.
Oh, okay.
It's quite light.
Sure. Yeah.
So as you guys enter, you see this vast kind of like a hall of sorts, like a great hall, banquet area. Okay, so there's many sort of 12-foot, 15-foot tables. There are like these very long sheets towards the back end side, but you can kind of like see past some of them, and there's like lots and lots of bunk beds. And they're kind of like carved from the mountainside itself. So this whole area here appears to be fairly new. And you can even hear in the distance, you can hear like ting, 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 ting. It sounds like someone chiseling things off in the distance. So this area itself is pretty enormous. The roof goes up to about 20 feet. It's massive on all sides, probably a football field wide. It's enormous. And you see people at the tables. They're walking by. They go up to this big giant pot thing, and they get this, probably like some sort of gruel, some sort of food stuff. But as soon as you enter, you're greeted by an individual, a gentleman. He looks pretty youthful. He's got long blonde hair. He's pretty tall, and he's got pointed ears, so he appears to be an elf. And he's wearing it looks like Carantanian military regalia, but there's like a twist to it. Whereas he doesn't bear the shielded markings on his armor, which is normal. These are instead swords. Swords, and in the center of the sword is a heart. And he comes up to you all, and he gives a firm grasp to Janu on the, like a handshake, and he looks at your group. He says, "It's nice to meet you. I'm Captain Elendor.
Good to meet you, Captain.
I received word that you had entered the city. I'm guessing you're here to help us."
Well,
and when he says that, you notice Janu is kind of like looks away a little bit.
Help is maybe a stretch.
We were actually hoping you would help us.
Yes.
but favors can be exchanged, of course.
Right. Okay.
And of course, we share a common goal
Mm-hmm.
of perhaps tracking down, your enemy.
Ah. Are you here to take care of the general? Because she's mighty difficult to fell.
We're thinking a little higher up the totem pole.
Quite. All the way to the tippy top.
You're here to kill the emperor.
Amongst other things.
I mean, I've seen many a friend try. It just doesn't end well.
Well,
To be more specific, not necessarily kill, but steal.
I think Killen's on the table. Killen's definitely on the table. Him and his sister.
Certainly
his
after seeing all
sister,
this
that
war
would
and
be
destruction.
fantastic. She's ruthless. She's the one, I'm not sure what side of town you came in on, but the northern part of town, she's the one who decided to put those men on those spikes.
Yes. I just kind of bow my head.
Either way, come, sit, get some food, enjoy company. We will discuss what it is that you're here for and how we can help each other. Janu? And as you guys enter, Janu, he says, he turns to you guys, and this is where I must leave you, unfortunately.
Thank you for the help.
There are others that need my help, and I am of the violent type. So, I do what I can. But if we are to cross paths again, I do hope that it's under happier times.
Yes.
Of course.
Good luck in your endeavor.
You as well.
Bye.
And he turns, and you see as the stone kind of like recedes, it just kind of like goes into the wall, and the cracks seal all around it.
Magic dirt door.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a magic stone door somebody concocted. He takes you all to the giant. There's a small line, but there's a giant pot in the center with some bowls, and he hands you each a bowl. And as you walk through the line, you get this kind of like, it looks kind of like oatmeal, but there's little bits of chunks of meat in there. You're not sure what the meat is exactly, but there's little chunks of meat in there. And he gestures to an empty table.
How long has it been since we've had a meal?
Well, for you guys, it's been a couple days. You guys had rations coming in.
Been a few years.
But yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah.
A day to
I
give me this
will,
bowl, so
I don't
ate
know.
it.
That cop seemed pretty
Yeah,
tasty.
it's not the tastiest of meals. It's pretty bland.
And you back to empty bowl.
And you're definitely not sure what the meat is. It's very chewy though.
Please tell me it's not people.
So
It's Raptor.
I haven't gotten that desperate.
it's
have I?
Raptor. Oh no! Wait.
PTSD.
Yeah. Triggered. Oh god, no.
Where's the bathroom?
Okay. So, as you guys sit down with Captain Elendor, well, you're here to acquire something from the Emperor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And you think we might be able to help you this?
Well, the problem is we don't know. One, we don't know the situation around here, and two, we don't know how the lines are drawn.
Well, the situation is we're fucked. For the most part, or have been since they arrived. We've been sending scouts, sending messengers out asking for aid. Baron Ixaz has told us that he's doing what he can, but we've seen no actual proof of this. The Baron is, my assumption, gathering as many forces as he can in case there's an onslaught, another battle that takes place. We wouldn't be able to participate in it. They would know where we came from. We've attempted to get out of the city, but it's become near impossible. They are ever watchful of the exits out of the mines. In fact, It's where most of the people are housed now. They're trapped there. They wake up, they mine, they go to sleep. That's it. Many people have died in these last few weeks alone, harvesting as much ore as they could from the mountains. I'm not sure why they need so much or what it is they're hoping to accomplish, but whatever it is they're building, it's big. Now, the Emperor himself, my guess, he will be at the camp, which, according to our scouts, is on the move. They're approaching. They're getting closer, which means that there is yet another impending battle. My fear is that they will march to Crowchester and take it by force. The general here will use whatever fodder she can from the people to deter any resistance in Crowchester. We just sent a messenger this morning out. Unfortunately, we've since seen that he was caught. Message undelivered. He's one of the men on the spikes. Good lad. Too young for this. Now, what is it that you seek from the Emperor?
Stuff.
Something he holds close with him everywhere he moves.
Right. Well, last our scouts told
against him.
us. Huh?
Something that could be used against him, perhaps.
Ah. Okay. A bargaining piece or to kill him?
It would be able to vastly change the outcome of this. I don't know if it's quite at the scale of war.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the birth of an invasion.
Mm-hmm.
It's influential.
Well, that does give me some motivation to help you then.
I will say, while we're being vague, it's for your safety as well.
All right. Duly noted. Not sure how much my safety has much merit any longer. My days are probably numbered, as are the rest of the people here. It's only a matter of time before they find us. But I will make you a deal. I will attempt to send out another set of scouts to see just how close the Emperor is, his invading force, his massive contingency that he takes with him.
Captain Elendor, may I suggest sending Deity with your scouts?
He is quite sneaky. One of the best.
Probably one of the fastest as well.
Well, that's part of what I am going to suggest. I will send the scouts as part of a bargain. I ask that you help us with our resistance. We have someone here that's been planning something big. And maybe the two things can happen simultaneously, if you're able.
Okay.
But we need to attempt to make off with the most refugees possible. But in order to do that, we are going to need one hell of a distraction.
I can easily take care of that.
Me
How
too.
did-
While the
does
scouts and I are achieving our own goal as well.
how does a
Well,
bear,
we would have to do it while the army is on the approach.
how does a bear sound as a distraction?
I think they would kill a bear.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
isn't something as
remember,
simple
this
as
is an entire
causing a scene.
army.
If you had a colossal bear, maybe as big as the mountain.
This is going to take something extensive. And
I see.
as I said, I have someone who can plan. He knows the ins and outs of not just the city itself, but he's been to the Emperor's encampment. So he would probably have the most knowledge of what it is you're after or how to potentially obtain it. He last brought a map of the last encampment. Now, the scouts can take what he knows, go to wherever it is the army is currently encamped at, and do the same thing.
So what do you
But-
need from us?
I need you to buy into his plan and do what he asks.
I have one request.
Hmm.
Do you have access to an amount of explosives?
Not any longer. We used to in the mines, but I'm not sure where exactly the general took them. But that may be something we could discover and
Okay.
could lead to part of this distraction we might need. But we'd have to do it far away from the mountains.
I can if we can get our hands on an amount of explosives that could lead to a distraction, I can transport as much as we need.
Very good. That could come
Like,
in handy.
when I say as much as we need, not as much as I can hold, as much as we actually need.
Right. And I'm wondering. All right, we'll keep that in mind. So, do we have a deal? You help us, we help you.
That sounds good with me.
Sounds reasonable.
I'll provide all the tools that I can to assist you in this endeavor, including supplemental forces if necessary. But we have to evacuate these last few people.
Is Red with us?
Yeah, he's there, of course.
Okay.
Yes. It's just quiet.
Yeah. Awfully quiet. Weird.
Oh, I can hear him thinking in his southern drawl.
Let's meet this person as fast as possible.
Right. He extends a hand out to, in general, like all of you.
Ready, break.
Right. Okay.
Does
So,
shake all over
he
him?
hasn't even taken a bite of his food. He just kind of slides it to the side. He gets up and he says, "I'll be back in a moment."
I just kind of.
No, you
Okay.
don't. I eat
Yeah,
your
so you
bowl.
guys are kind of like silently observing, eating around the area, and you do see there's a lot of people moving around. They have some like armor and weapons and stuff, but they're just not the best quality.
Okay.
And a lot of the people you see, well, they don't look like fighters. Many of them are very young. The captain himself appears, I mean, he's an elf, so you don't really know how old he is, but he appears to be pretty young as well.
How much time do we have?
I was just gonna ask that same thing.
For what?
So we can train them.
I wasn't going for training. I was actually going to try and help bolster their armor. If like
that would take some time. You could like do one piece a day. That'd take a
Okay.
long time.
maybe mend a couple cracks.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
don't look like
you know,
fighters.
like mending
The-
the spell or something.
I just want to give
I
them
don't
some
know.
survival tips and, basic weapon.
Well, yeah, you'll have one night here before
Okay.
this plan can take place because they have to figure out where the camp is if they're going to help you. But they
They
need
want to
you
help
guys
them
to
become more
to
defensible.
learn the plan
Yeah,
that this
yeah.
guy is going to incorporate and try to orchestrate to get the last of the refugees out of the city. And hopefully these people. So, as he's heading in this direction, you hear, all right, I'm going. And you see he kind of like pushes an individual out from behind this like curtain area. And in the hand of this individual appears to be some sort of bottle of alcohol. Deity, you immediately recognize this individual.
Oh.
It is none other than Figgin Bast.
Hmm.
The dwarven bard, I should say, from Zykandur. He is a freedom fighter of sorts.
Whoa.
And on his jacket, you see it's like stitched on there, is this big emblem, and it's the sword with the heart in the center.
Okay.
And he's not looking too great at the moment, as he's kind of like stumbling in your guys' direction.
I'm gonna loudly.
And you do that. Yes, free hearts, we will be free of this dump in a matter of days.
Free
Just
hearts.
as soon as we can, get this thing done.
What happened to you?
He kind of like plops down. Well, I didn't think I'd see you ever again.
I have seen you in far better shape,
Oh, this isn't the fun guy.
and you are.
Oh dear. How do you
in
guys
jail.
bear with this guy?
You two know each other?
Yeah, I'm the reason he got out of the hole.
He did help me escape prison.
Oh yes,
Kind of my
he
thing.
did
You were
he did
wrong.
mention-
Wrongful wrongful arrest. Which,
Yeah.
if
Same with me. I was only fighting for people's rights.
if I were in the main chair, we wouldn't have been behind bars in the first place.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
I mean, I was behind bars before you, but I just needed another distraction to get out. And, in walked this hunk of metal over here. So it worked out pretty good. Now, here I am. I find myself in, once again, another trapped situation needing to save the day.
And once again, here I am to save the day.
What a coincidence. So,
You
you're
guys are
the
weird.
great and magnanimous. I don't know. I have no idea who you people are.
But Arcus Atheno at your service.
Oh, no. He's one of them.
Poppy.
Pop, that's it? Just Poppy. All right, just Poppy.
What do
You?
you gotta know about me? Just
Here is
Poppy.
Grace Endoro, and I do a little swill of my hat.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. Wow, all right. Well, so this is what I got to work with. Okay, cool. I mean, so how many of these guys have you guys killed?
We just got here.
Are you talking about these guys or people in general?
No, the Legion. Such a tacky name.
None.
We just got here.
We
We
walked
simply
right in.
arrived.
They almost
Like a waltz.
they almost welcomed us.
Okay,
Almost.
that's okay. That's good. All right. Well,
What
how
if
many
you're
are you
worried
willing to
about
kill?
our-
Literally every single one of them. I have no qualms about killing.
Me neither.
Okay.
I was kind of
I mean,
paid to
I'm sure
just
not all of them are super
not
bad,
choose
but
sides
just
for a
follow
good
orders,
portion of my
but-
life. So
Oh, well, that's not good.
Trust me, when she gets mad, yeah.
Quite.
Well, I certainly hope so. All right. Well, Captain tells me y'all are trying to steal something from the Emperor, maybe
Yes.
kill him. I
That
mean,
is
I would advise staying as far away from him as possible, but if you are going to attempt to steal something, I
kind of
can
have to be close for that.
right. But I can 100% help you steal stuff from him. Now, is it like his sword that you want?
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
something
Oh, that's
on
so
his.
That's
Body.
good because he does not part with that one very easily.
Yeah, he won't. He won't
wouldn't
likely
part with
part with this
Yeah,
either.
no.
Mm.
And again, as Lindor would tell you, we're keeping it vague for your own benefit.
Oh, well, la-di-da. I mean, I could probably help you more if I knew what it is you were looking for. Is it big? Is it small?
Small.
We think it's small.
It should be small. Roughly about size of a hand or smaller.
I show him the spoon from the bowl.
And it's always on him.
Yes.
That is what we have been told, and with what we think this is, it's if he knows what it is, he wouldn't leave it out.
Is it magical?
Unknown.
And
He does have a few magic items on him,
Okay.
and he doesn't part with those very easily.
Do you know what they do?
No, how would I do that? I don't get that close.
Do you?
Well, I mean, his
why-
sword
why
is
are you
magical. I mean, I
asking
imagine
those-
that does lots of cutting.
I'm very close, or not very
Do you have
curious.
some?
How do you get so close to know
I am
what
a
he keeps on
master
him?
of disguise. I have infiltrated the camp many a time.
Who is this guy?
This is Fig and Bass.
I am the great Fig and Bast.
Well, he never introduced
Have
us.
I ever heard
just
of this
that
guy?
you guys know each other.
Roll a
No, you know what?
history
I'm just
check.
gonna be like, yeah, that name's not
Yeah.
ringing a bell with me. It's strange.
Yes, I guess only the most famous of people would have heard of me. So, you know, here you are.
Oh,
Oh shit!
Bardoff.
But
It's a Bardoff.
I hate to break it to you, but there's no such thing as a Bardoff. It's only a Bardon.
Sorry.
Ah!
Sorry, it's a jerk off.
Poor Nikki. Oh. Well, as soon as my boys get back, they'll take it's like a snapshot. I have this magical tool of sorts. It almost takes like a still image, like a painting of this camp. Magical device. Pretty cool. Handy. Made it myself. So once I get back with that information, I can dive into the layout and see what it is they might change. But from what I know, the Emperor is extremely organized. He lays out his camps almost identically each time. The only thing that is different occasionally is where their stables are. They like to keep them in the most flat area, open area, and one with a lot of vegetation. So, depending on the plains in this region, how far out they are, my guess is they're going to do at least 10 to 15 miles in a day. So, they'll be right outside, maybe a few thousand yards away from the city itself. That makes things a little more difficult, but we will be able to manage, I can promise you that. And we'll be able to orchestrate my plan. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Right.
And what is this grand plan?
Yeah, what is your plan?
Well, we need a large enough distraction to make our final escape, as it were. We need to get the last bit of these survivors out. Get them out of here, keep them safe. Last bit of the young ones. I mean, I don't know if you've looked around much, but most of
They
these
don't belong on
soldiers aren't really one for fighting. They're a bit young. Some it's the first time they've ever picked up a sword. So, those are the ones we're going to need to, amscray out of here. The rest of us will probably stay behind. Well, I say us, but someone's going to have to lead them out of here. It'll be myself or the captain. We'll see. But my idea for this is to bait the dinosaurs. Cause them into a panic. We get them to panic. The soldiers, mind you, these are going to be the larger dinos. We'll have 2 sets of this. One inside the camp that the Emperor is at, and one here in the city. We'll get both going absolutely ballistic.
Do you know any triggers?
Yes, in fact, I do. We could gather a couple of ingredients to make this. We're gonna burn it. Okay, we're gonna burn this herb, and it will cause the creatures to go crazy. It almost in a bloodlust.
Interesting.
So, not only will that cause them to break out of the pens,
Sounds like the
but
Pikachu.
it will also maybe take a few of them down. They may have to pacify these dinosaurs. So, thin their numbers a bit.
Is there any other way we can stir these dinosaurs?
Right.
Well, we were originally going to blow up the pens.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
It's a fine plan. Unfortunately, we have been unable to locate where it is General Ironscale took the explosives. My guess is they're going to use them for the cannons that the Emperor is bringing.
Do you know where the general currently is?
In the Citadel.
I
It's at the center of town.
I imagine that's hard to breach.
Oh, yes.
I have a question. So you said the ingredients that we have to gather and then burn. Do you know, is it the smell that makes them more feral?
It's when you burn it, it produces specific fumes, a chemical.
Okay.
And in that chemical, they breathe it in, and then...
Is this a known thing amongst the Legion? Like, do they know that this...
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh no!
So that
this is something special.
Gives us the element of surprise.
Yes.
Is this herb difficult to obtain, or is it fairly common?
It can be difficult to find. We'll have to go up into the mountain, outside of the mine. Well, this is why we'll have to do it at night. So I hope none of you were planning on sleeping.
I don't really need sleep.
Fantastic.
I like.
We're gonna have to climb the mountain in the dead of night and remain as hidden as possible, which is difficult. Climbing the mountain, scaling it is not easy, mainly due to the frequent rock slides that take place.
Do you have any
I'm loving the
text
sound of
with
this.
a identifiable look of this plant, so we don't
Yes,
pick
I
the wrong
do.
plant?
So you see he's like rummaging into his trench coat. Nope, not that one. Oh, definitely not that one. That one's just for me. Here we are. And he unfurls it. And it looks almost like a tiny Christmas tree. Except it's red in color.
Red.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a tiny Christmas tree.
What is this herb called?
This is Veritas.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If we...
Synthesize it? You can do that.
I was thinking about that. But also, if we mix in some amount of poison to burn along with it, do you think them smelling this poison would...
Well, normally when you ignite a poison, it kills
Dissipate,
whatever
yeah.
it is that's in it.
Well, I do also have a tree branch that extrudes poisonous oils and whatnot as well.
I mean, it couldn't hurt, but the point is we don't want to kill the dinosaurs. We need them to be in this bloodlust state for as long as possible.
Okay.
So if the poison is too effective, then they die, and that's great, but we aren't able to make our
you
escape.
need the dinosaurs to help serve as the distraction to
Yes.
That's the point that I was trying to
Yes,
figure
we want
out.
them to go on a rampage. The rest of town, for the most part, we've evacuated as many people as possible. Some of the bigger dinos may destroy buildings, but the town itself has fallen. It's just bricks and stones.
We can rebuild buildings. But you
Exactly.
can't rebuild people.
Indeed. And this is our
Except for my fun
last
there.
opportunity. So, we know that we can get the herb from the top of the mountain tonight. Then, we will have to strategically, the same night, we will have to, the following night, this will take a long time to go gather the herbs and find them. Hopefully not too long, because I would definitely love to get a nap in before the next day. That's when the plan is going to have to take place, because they're getting awfully close to discovering our little hidey hole here.
I'd like to write down all the information about this herb.
So he says, phase 1, gather the herbs from the top of the mountain.
Notepad and pen.
Gather the herbs from the top of the mountain. Phase 2, we shall infiltrate the citadel, go to where the stables are, plant the bait, and find a way to somehow light them from afar.
That should
Maybe
be
able
pretty
to
easy.
create some fuses and put them on a timer, something like that.
Oh,
But
what about a flaming arrow?
potentially, if we can be strategically accurate from a great distance, because we must
I was thinking of abstract.
not be seen. They must not think that we are the cause of this. For then, they won't be in a panic to go run and subdue the dinosaurs. They will look for what we are trying to do. Because trust me, they know that,
So, you want to set up a fire trap with these herbs?
in a way,
We want to make it look like the dinosaurs are just going crazy because they're going crazy, not that someone influenced them. Because then, if
Yes.
they figure out that someone influenced them or killed them all, they will go after those people, which means they will be on the hunt.
exactly.
We want them
Not for the dinos, but for people.
trying to subdue the dinosaurs.
Exactly. So, infiltrate, place the bait, because they will be looking for any notice of involvement from the Free Hots. They know that we're here. They just can't find us yet. But they're close. So, then we must somehow subtly activate this particular trap. Once that happens, then the beasts will go absolutely crazy. Pandemonium ensues. They are caught off guard. They must try to subdue the animal, blah, 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 blah. We make our grand escape while you do your job of infiltrating the camp of the Emperor and doing what you have to do. From that point, you're on your own.
Should this go awry, do you have a backup plan?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. This is our one opportunity.
How...
We're not sure where the explosives went. That was the other way we were going to do it. But that is also not as subtle. They would obviously know we took the explosives at that point.
All of us need to go with you to find this herb? Because I could take a small, group and search for the explosives.
I'm just going to say, you are one of our more skilled compatriots when it comes to seeing in the dark. In fact, you can see without any light. Whereas others are handicapped in that regard. So perhaps we could actually use you on the mountainside.
Oh, on the mountain? Okay.
We will
I would propose that he goes since he doesn't need sleep, and I would like to spend some time just teaching your very young, inexperienced troops some basic defensive maneuvers.
I mean, the less people go, it's up to you, obviously, but the less people go, the less of a chance we have of finding the amount of herbs we need.
Yes, I think we should all go.
Okay.
You can attempt to do that when we arrive back in the morning. I'm going to sleep, but you could definitely do that. You could go technically like con mod days without any problems, so.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying, you guys can go do this stuff, and then you have the whole day to kind of do what you want.
Okay.
Before the plan goes into action. Because during that day, he's also going to fill you guys in on the Emperor's camp and give you guys a couple of different ideas of what he would suggest you do. Because he's infiltrated many different places. He does have magic, and he's got bardic magic. So he can do all sorts of stuff. Invisibility, disguise self. He's snuck in and out constantly. He's a freedom fighter. So
the way I thought of it was that we're going and getting these herbs, and then in the morning we're out. That's what I thought.
Oh,
that's why I was like,
no, you got to do this at night. You got to do this at night because what's going to happen is, and this is kind of what he explains, once the chaos is intensified to its full capacity, that is when we will evacuate the refugees. However, we can't go over the mountains. There's no way to pass them. We don't know of that route. So what we will have to do is skirt along the outer edge of the city at the cover of night and hopefully go undetected as we make our way through to Crowchester. Once myself and Captain Elendor discuss, we will decide which of us will lead that contingency. So, are we ready to go? Fantastic. Let's do this. So you see, he goes in the back. He slings this backpack over him, and he takes he has a walking stick, but it's a pretty lavish walking stick. It's a very nicely shaped. It's very pretty looking. Okay. It's not just like a
why don't you have one of those?
Yeah, where's your pimptain?
I did have a quick question though.
Yes.
That picture of the plant that he got us, was it just a painting?
No, it looks like it was some sort of like
sketch?
scientific book, but it looks like he ripped a page out of it.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like it was authored, and like it looked like it was a diagram, and it has all these like arrows pointing to different parts of the tree.
Does it have a specific scent besides looking like a little red Christmas tree?
Yes, it smells like cinnamon.
Okay.
So they hate cinnamon.
Oh no! When you burn it, it's a repulsive smell. But normally it's just used to decorate your house in the fall and winter months. Smells like cinnamon. It's beautiful.
Like
But
venom and
little do
centipedes.
people know, when you burn it, it produces a powerful drug.
For dinosaurs.
Well, for anyone who inhales it.
Oh, so
Oh, so
okay.
we need to make sure we don't inhale it as well.
Well, yes, you won't be there when we light it off. Like I said, we must light it from
Hopefully not.
afar. It's subtle. Subtlety is key here. You said you're a bard. You should be all about subtlety.
Well, I mean,
Maybe it may have been called over the
isn't
top.
there like a delay?
Right,
Some-
right. Yes, I totally understand, Mr. Tyler Ravendahl.
Shit, look at this is hilarious. I
Tyler?
wrote
Was
all
it
of
Tyler?
this in a description, and you're just like
Tirith.
ingredient
Oh,
bird.
oh, I apologize.
I will.
Taika, got it.
I will. Ask you though. Not to mention that you met him, and I kind of gestured to him. He does have a bit of a bounty on him.
Oh, yes.
So
I think I may have
Why?
seen that bounty. Yes.
Her notes.
So you do know.
Taylor Raymondal. Right.
Her notes. My notes. Ingredients. Burn.
Ingredients, burn.
I'm all like,
I was gonna say,
Miratra's tiny red Christmas tree smells like
Nikki
cinnamon.
and I always take like a ton of notes. Everybody else,
Dog, if I would be taking that kind of notes,
wing it.
I'm an hour behind.
yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what? That's true
Right. So,
for you.
who is all coming with me tonight?
Oh, yes.
All right.
We're coming.
Can I have some coffee?
Of course.
Like right now?
Well, do you have some?
No.
Oh, do you think we have coffee? Do we look like the kind of people that have coffee?
Yes.
Would I be this hungover if we had coffee?
No.
No. The answer is no.
Coffee doesn't make
we
you
are
sober.
in for a rough time.
No, but it helps.
I would like to spend some time nurturing my coffee tree too before we leave. My coffee plant.
Just got a little like watering. Yeah. Okay, so as you guys head towards what now is getting louder, the ting 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 ting, this chiseling, you can see that they are apparently constructing another like offshoot pathway. So as you guys kind of walk by, he says, "This is just another contingency. They'll be working all day and night, hopefully finding another way through. But we do have our normal entrance and exit." And he goes to, once again, it's this blank stone face in front of you, and he touches this pattern on the wall, same exact pattern, and once again a door carves its way up, and it just kind of floats out. He doesn't push it, he pushes his hand like towards it, but doesn't touch it, and it just kind of goes. Now, we must be incredibly stealthy as we make our way through these tunnels. They have torchlight every once in a while, and I will do my best to snuff them out for a time, but we must relight them on our way in and out. Because if there's a sentry that walks and randomly there's a torch out, that would kind of give away our position.
Of course.
So, if you do notice a torchlight is out, if I forget one, make sure you light it. So, you can see as the door opens and it kind of slides to the side and you guys are able to pass, he kind of like gets in this like a tiptoey stance. And he starts walking very dramatically. Very dramatically.
I'm just
Amateurish.
walking behind him.
All right.
You must walk quietly. I can hear your thundering hoofs on the ground.
Stealth.
Hooves.
Well, it certainly sounds like it.
I would
rolling
also
stealth.
like to be a little stealthier.
Okay, roll stealth checks.
I was gonna say maybe
That's actually a
I
corner.
can go invisible and make someone else invisible.
You could.
You want it?
I got a 27.
That's
It
so
lasts-
fucking
Yeah, I'm gonna go
stupid.
for
I
a-
have a plus
an hour.
7 to stealth.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
gonna-
You
gonna
have
go-
really
I'm gonna
good
make-
dexterity, and you must have picked it as a skill.
God,
luck
that didn't
point.
help.
Oh, okay.
She got 11.
Okay, well I'm gonna go invisible. and
Okay.
Stealth.
Tirith is gonna. You still got a stealth, but you can roll stealth
Yeah.
at advantage.
Can I have guidance?
Oh, okay, cool.
She rolled really bad on
Sean
stealth.
can't give you guidance because he's invisible.
Yes.
Well,
he would-
can
I'm gonna
Red give me
I'm gonna-
guidance?
Red's not going with you.
Damn.
I'm giving myself elf guidance.
What a
Ooh,
selfish
wow.
dick.
I had advantage.
But
Look,
coffee, I guess.
I'll give you guidance.
Look,
Walk
Right-
lighter.
All right, you can hit. We all can.
I smack him where his button is.
I got a 21 on
You're
stealth and invisible.
Always.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so with all that,
He just kind of goes.
I got a 17.
17, 11, a 27,
21.
and a 21. Okay. So, you do see as you guys continue to walk, you guys are walking, and he's snuffing out the campfires before you get there. And then as you guys leave about 30 feet away from it, he relights it each way as he goes. As you guys are walking, it's about 45 minutes as you're winding through these tunnels. And when you reach kind of like this like midway point, you can kind of like smell some fresh air now. It's not quite as stagnant or dusty smelling. Marcus, you notice there is a patrol heading in this direction. You can kind of hear it off in the distance. Just barely, you hear the echoing and clinking of armor. But you're the only one that hears this.
I'm gonna tap on the person and next to me is like.
So you tap Poppy's shoulder and start going.
What?
Over there, they're coming.
Ooh. I don't hear anything. My cat ears are just going.
Okay, so as you guys are still kind of like walking towards it, nobody stopped. You do hear, or rather you see, Figgin, he kind of like slides up against the wall, and he relights the torch that he just snuffed out, but it's like right above him. He relights it, and he starts looking around in a panic. So you can tell he's trying to like look for another way to go.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Is there a place where we can like kind of duck into?
That's what you'll have to find. Like I said, the torches are spread out, and it's very, very dark. So you would have to kind of try like find another way to go if you're trying to get out of this current.
Can I use my speed amongst my stealth and investigate?
Well, when you're stealthing, you're like moving at half speed.
Yeah,
that's why
fine.
it's taking you guys so long to go.
I mean, half speed is still 30 if I'm doing that
Clink, clink,
relatively
clink, clink.
fast. I mean,
well, you guys can attempt to like search for another route, another tunnel.
I'd like to try.
Okay, roll an investigation.
While they're doing that, and I wish I remembered this earlier.
21.
Okay.
And I wish I remembered this earlier. I'm going to attempt to cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh my god.
I
has it. And what?
I forgot.
So that gives a plus 10, right?
And it leaves you like obscured. Yeah, it's like a plus 10.
I barely cast it with a 16.
Oh, I thought it was 25.
Gosh.
That's okay. Bummer. Just wild magic starts fireball. Boom. Well, they know you're here.
So,
this whole plan went to shit.
Anyone on ID within 30 feet radius of
yeah, you can hit everybody. So, as you cast this, Shamalamading, you guys become like enshrouded in this darkness, and Deity, you do see just up ahead. You would have to be extremely quick about this. I mean, you wouldn't have time to really discuss it because of the way the patrol is heading towards you guys. But you see an offshoot pathway that appears to be part of the track.
I'm going to, without speaking, let's go. Quick.
We're gonna follow.
Yeah, you'd have to follow him because nobody else sees it, just Deity.
Yeah, we're gonna follow him.
Okay. We'll have Poppy roll me a D100.
Alrighty.
Let's see how fast
Don't
you guys
do
are
it.
able
It's
to
a
do
trap.
this. Yep, it's a trap.
You can't progress
D100's
if you don't do it. So
We're just at a standstill.
88.
Okay, so you guys narrowly make it over and around this like bended corner, and in walks what appears to be a like 4 pretty heavily clad soldiers and a raptor, which one of the soldiers is riding.
How wide's the hallway?
Huh?
How wide's the hallway?
Oh, the main hallway was like 60, 70 feet wide.
large.
It was
Okay.
huge. Because it's like the main pathway, they would have people go and funnel. So you gotta have it large enough for the big carts and stuff to be
Got
pushed and
that,
pulled
yeah,
through
yeah.
this. It's huge. But the tunnel you guys are in is like 10 feet wide.
Okay.
It's very small, and it has a small cart that you would like push, and it would go on these tracks that lead down, and then you would have it come back up with ore. But this one's very skinny, so you guys are all like shoulder to shoulder along the side of the wall, and you can hear as you guys are walking into this little corridor area, you can hear that this raptor is smelling. So,
Do lizards have really good olfactory senses?
I imagine raptors are. They're fairly
Uh-huh.
good hunters.
Yeah.
They actually do have keen smell in their stamina.
They're good.
Yes. But thanks to the pass without trace, you guys don't get discovered. And only because of that, because Poppy rolled an 11. Because I had them roll a perception check. They have advantage when using smell. So, luckily for you guys, you passed because of the pass without trace. That was you barely got that too.
I just remember, or I'm like, is there anything I can do? Oh, I have that.
I have pass without trace. I have like the best stealthing thing in the game. Besides invisibility, maybe. So, after about 5 minutes or so, you don't hear the clinking any longer because you have very sharp hearing. You don't hear the clinking any longer, and Figgin gestures towards the pathway you guys were just walking. So, sweat from the brow there as you've narrowly dodged this encounter, whatever that might have shaken out to be. Another 15-20 minutes goes by as you guys are walking out of the tunnels, and you reach one of these smaller offshoots. It's towards the top. It looks more like a ventilation shaft. So you're kind of like, it's steep and very narrow. So you're like kind of like almost like army crawling up it to get out. But as you arrive outside, there is a path just up ahead that you just have to climb up about 90 feet. So it's like straight up the rock face of this mountain. You have to climb up from this
We're
vent.
gonna climb up.
So yeah, you come out of this vent, and it's like a tube. So you come out of this vent tube, and you've got to like pull yourself out, and then it's very, very steep. So you have to climb it, literally. So I need everybody to roll me an athletics check because it is
Hell
pretty
yeah.
much straight up. There we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna use guidance on myself.
6 plus 8.
You have 14.
14.
I
Okay.
have 16.
14, 16.
I'm having trouble getting out of the tube.
Athletics? Oh, God.
I got an 11.
Okay, so
Maybe
And-
you
and
should
sorry,
wild shape
Tirith, what
into
did we get?
something that'll give you more grip.
I got a 14.
Okay, so as you guys are all beginning to climb, you all hear the sound that can only be someone slipping. So you all turn around and you see Marcus. He begins to slip down the rock face, and all these rocks and dust start falling down before him. And he's just barely hanging on, but you can tell a couple more seconds and he's going to fall. So, what would you guys like to do to try to stop him from falling off this mountain face? Because there's
Do you
nothing
have
below
a staff in
him.
your hand?
There is a path that starts winding
I
up until
I
the
have to
cave
carry it.
entrance, but
Move
it's
towards me so I
incredibly
can
far.
grab it and pull him up.
All right, so I'm gonna extend in my staff so that Poppy
So
can
I
grab.
can grab him.
Okay, let's roll and let's have Poppy roll in athletics. Because she's gonna have to try to keep her hand in, like claws in the mountain and let go of one and try to grab it.
17 plus 8.
Very good. I was gonna say that was
wow.
that was actually a very hard check. It was a DC 20, so very good. So you managed to grab the staff and you just bicep him all the way.
You better hold on.
All right. So now, once
I'm
again,
gonna say, can you turn into a bird or something?
I was gonna say I would have just dropped him and like I'm a bird. Oh no, he can't turn into a bird yet.
No,
Next
not
level,
yet.
I think.
It's not. I think it's 9th level.
Ninth
actually.
level. Oh.
What about something that can climb easier, like a snake or something? I don't know.
I don't think snakes can
No,
climb
snakes can't
straight
climb.
up. But you
don't
could
know.
probably turn into like a freaking rabbit or a mouse or something.
You see, the thing
If
is,
someone could just put you in your pocket.
thing is, no,
Spider?
because
Spider!
no, because as the 5 forms that I'm allowed to take, I prepare every
Day.
Every
and
day.
You don't have something that can climb. You should
Not a
always have like
spider?
one for every element. Or
I-
something. Like have one little thing that can sneak under things. Have something that can climb
Okay.
surfaces.
I took
Have
a
something
medicine
in
bag.
water.
Bad.
Okay,
And then
so
something
I
nasty
so
in
I
combat.
so I have a snake for
And then
for
something to
small.
ride.
I have a giant elk.
Okay.
I
Giant
have
elk.
a giant octopus for water. I have
Giant-
my bear for combat,
Bear.
and I have a giant spider.
Oh, giant spider!
Why
Oh,
can't
they
a
have a
spider
giant
climb?
spider.
I'm stupid.
He's just not on his
Dude.
P's and Q's.
What,
today.
doesn't like
Yeah,
spiders even
Druid
climb
is
walls
lacking
and
today.
shit?
He need more
Yeah,
sleep.
he
Oh my
has
God.
spider climb permanent.
As I'm
You
pulling
wouldn't
you
have
up,
to do
I'm like, why aren't you a spider?
Wasting all
Which,
eggs.
out of context, is a wild thing to ask.
Yeah, out of God.
I've seen him turn into a spider
Yes.
multiple times. I can
So,
ask that.
Marcus, once again, you're gonna have to roll an athletics check because she's got to let you go.
Okay,
so she can grab
so
the mountain.
you know what? Yeah, I'm turning into a giant spider.
Okay, and you go. Shamalamadigna. Okay, roll your thing, just in case.
So my bones crack. My forearm changes.
That's disgusting.
It is really gross, and you guys can hear this because there's no freaking sound out here right now.
And at the end of it all, you're just holding onto a spider leg.
Ew.
So
Well, hopefully, if he shape changes,
no,
unless he rolls
No.
the D100 and
incorrect because of my little talk with Orin. I don't have to worry
yeah,
about
he doesn't
how
have to roll it.
changing anymore.
shape changing doesn't cause you to do it anymore. Bummer. I'm hoping for like a fireball. Well, the plan just went to shit, guys. No, I'm just kidding. So,
Oh, right.
you turn into a giant spider, and now you can free climb. And
Ew, it's hairy.
yeah, it is kind of hairy and gross. It's kind of sticky. And he's got a big giant butt now that he just kind of like butt carapace. that
I
he
wipe my
walks
hand
by
off
you.
on deity.
While you're hanging off of him.
She's like, I might fall, but it's gross. I gotta do this. That's all right.
I'm
And she
strong.
falls to her doom.
Poppy.
Yes, she should have no
Poppy
problem.
has a
climbing.
+8 to athletics. I
She
don't
should
think
have
she should have a
Zero
problem.
issues climbing. That's good that you were the one that reached for Marcus then. So,
That's why.
it does take a little while to climb because it's straight up, but you do arrive on this. It's sort of like an angled path, but you can tell it's not entirely stable. So you'll have to be careful, and you kind of it's only wide enough for one by one to walk up until you reach this top kind of area where it's going to open up into this almost like it's like a kind of like a valley in the middle of the mountains. Okay, so. As you guys continue to go up, you can see everything down below you.
Is it possible while I'm climbing, I can like use my claws to make more stable footholds if we have to come back down this
yeah,
way?
we're coming back down? That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Just gonna punch the holes in the rock.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, we'll say you can do that. That way, and what it'll do is if you guys follow that same route down, you guys can have advantage on your
Oh,
climb
sweet.
check. Okay,
Well, good thinking.
that's a good idea. I like that. That was smart. Because it is very. It's not like the most stable, so it's just some rock face, so you can make indents into it.
Okay.
Just make it easier to climb down.
Yeah.
But as you guys approach this top area, you do see before you there's a giant valley in the middle of this mountain. Off in the distance, you see more peaks, but this is like a little inlet inside. So, and it's really, really dark. And he says, all right, best thing we can do is spread out and hope to find something. Keep your eyes out just in case they've reached the top of this mountain. They may have scouts. If you see them, avoid them. We can't kill them here. We need them to not know that anything is up. If someone randomly dies here, they're going to go poking around. So, think clearly, think ahead.
So,
This is our last best chance to save the remainder of the people.
are there any
Don't fuck it up.
Question.
plants
Alright.
that look similar to this?
Well,
plant?
that's what we're gonna have to roll for. It's gonna be complicated.
Okay, because I
Tira?
was like, I
Question
don't
for
think
the
dark
DM.
vision gives you colors.
No.
Why.
Oh, you're right. Am I still invisible?
I have
How
a
long has it
flashlight.
been?
Yes. No. It hasn't.
Yeah.
It hasn't
gotta
been
be,
an
like,
hour. It's been
repeat.
since you went invisible. Oh, actually, since you went invisible originally to leave the cave. Yes. Because that first journey took you almost 45 minutes, and then
Yeah.
climbing up here and stuff took you the remainder. Of time.
Yeah, so my pass without trace is gone.
Yes. Pass without trace is also gone.
I think
Something to
I
consider.
can handle picking up because I not only am great at this kind of thing, but I also have a flashlight.
That is true,
Uh,
and that's better than torches because it doesn't produce smoke.
Right, but that's a big old beacon. Here I am.
That's true.
Not entirely. Like, it might produce maybe a small flash, but you just go bloop, bloop.
Oh,
Just-
to see if you got the right color. There you
Exactly.
go. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, if it's just brief, I wouldn't walk around.
No.
Because there are scouts, and you'll have to avoid them.
All right, so stealth
I'm
checks.
going to
Yes.
real quick before we
Oh.
leave, gather the group and say, "Do this group," and give everybody bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Give
Awesome.
everyone a bardic
Yeah, do
inspiration.
like a huddle.
All right.
I'll give those three. Yeah, those three.
Okay.
Nice.
As you do this little pep talk, he goes. You see, he kind of like interrupts the huddle, Figgin, and he says, "Wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I mean, mine are better, but that was good. Good job, Tyler. Let's go there. quickly."
Uh,
I'm gonna
Stealth?
look, I'm gonna look for
All right.
a ledge to
Yeah,
push
he,
him over.
he pushes Figgin over.
Yeah.
Ah!
No.
What's
Something
really
happened.
hilarious is I'm still a spider, so they're group huddling with a spider.
I just think
Spider.
you have both of your
Yeah.
fucking legs.
So gross.
Because
Hanging on people's shoulders.
because my spider arm lasts one half of my level, so that's
Yeah,
3 hours.
forever. That's a long time. That's good.
Well, I kind of like the spider, so I give him a little tickle under the chin, you know?
I
Good boy.
I go.
I will.
I just like
Are we
bite.
rolling stealth?
Yes,
I
you're
do.
gonna need to roll stealth because you're gonna hope to avoid anybody.
I got a 19.
So I wish I was a spider sooner because it has a plus
I've got a
7 to stealth.
17.
17,
19.
19,
That's a 23.
23.
That's without pass without trace.
Did
Yeah.
you give
Oh,
yourself inspiration?
You
I
can't.
don't
I'm
think
gonna
you
use. No, I can't. I'm gonna use my luck. I got one
Oh
lucky
yeah,
die.
you do have a luck. And your lucky leather.
Thank God. Whew. Yep. All right, because it was that one.
Oh.
All right, I used that one. Okay, stealth. I got 20 total.
can. Okay, very good. Wow, you guys all rolled really well. Fuck me.
I'll have a plus 11.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys
I'm a plus
are
7.
sneaking around. What's the plan for trying
I'm a
to
cat.
find this thing?
I'm a kitty cat.
Hmm.
I'm
Well-
gonna split off because I can cover more ground quickly, and just make it so that we're not all watching.
So
Okay.
Looking in the same
we
area.
might have trouble looking at it, but we do
If you
know
can-
it smells like cinnamon.
Ah.
So
That's what I
if
was
you
gonna
can-
do too.
So the only thing that I think is, if there's other plants that also smell like cinnamon, just identify what you think is the right thing. If you want to bring it to me, or I can, stop what I'm doing, move to you, quickly shine a light on it, check it out,
And,
and then resume.
and remember, he said you have
We
to collect
also-
a lot of it.
Okay.
Can't just be like one leaf. Gotta be a
So-
lot.
So just
Okay.
pull it
But
straight out of the ground. Roots and
they're
all.
small little trees, right?
No,
I'm
they're
assuming
not. They're
small
not
enough-
trees. They're like
You said they're small little.
no, they
trees.
look like small little Christmas trees, but they're
Yeah,
just
yeah. I'm assuming we could just cut them at the stem and take the whole thing with
they're
us.
like roots. They're like
Oh,
they're
they're
like
tiny.
weeds. So I say
Oh.
small little Christmas trees. They look like small little Christmas trees in the sense that they're kind of like they look jagged.
like a
I thought that
pine
maybe
tree, but
Yeah.
like waist high or something like that.
no, like a couple inches.
No, it's like 2 or 3 inches.
Okay.
Okay.
They're
So-
very small, and they're like weeds, but they come in like small bushels of each other. So there's like 4 or 5 tiny little Christmas trees that are connected, and then there's like this blooming green part,
Okay.
right? So from
Okay.
inside this little bulb, you get these little green or these little red triangle-shaped weeds that smell like cinnamon.
So, two things. One.
So you can
Are
could
these-
take it from the root up. You could like
Yeah.
if you had a shovel, you could like scoop it, and that's what people do. They take it from the root up, they cut off the bottom stem, and then they just put that on their mantle in their house, and their whole house smells like cinnamon for the year or for the.
So
that
is
time of
it
year.
as strong
Yeah, yeah.
cinnamon scent?
I mean, it's as strong as it can be for a plant.
And
In
does
the
it
open
have a taste, or is it like poisonous to consume?
In the page that he sent you guys, it didn't know anything of taste, so you don't really know that one.
Smelly
We do
taste
know if
good.
you burn it though. It's
Just don't burn it. That was the number one thing.
Yeah. Identify what you believe to be that plant. Grab it, put it in a satchel. I can sort it out here up here, or we can sort it out later. When we finish, I can put it in my pack and save that for later.
Yeah, we're gonna need at
So-
least 15 to 20 bushels of these.
Did we bring bags to carry all this?
Yeah, your backpack.
I have a bag of.
And he has the
holding.
bag of holding.
So two
all I have
things.
is a dagger to cut this shit though.
Like,
That dagger
do
would work
the
fine. You
herbs-
just have to
can the
saw it a little bit.
herbs be like burnt dry, or do they have to be burnt fresh? Because they might die in his.
Oh
bag
no!
holding.
As long as they're burnt, it doesn't matter how.
Okay.
They will
Plus, it's
they
not
will
gonna-
inevitably dry out a little bit, but in 24 hours it would be.
I mean, if you know a lot about cooking, then you know that
Fresh
you
herbs are always
toast
better.
your frickin' spices before you cook to bring out a stronger flavor profile. So
And-
that's
Okay.
why I'm like,
And that
herbs.
that definitely works. Like the fresher, the better. That's why he wants 15 to 20. But it's
Okay.
not like you could just like take them and go there tonight.
Okay.
Because you have to wait a whole day basically till his scouts return with the
With the
knowledge of
picture
camp
or
that's
whatever.
coming.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
would you like me to roll an investigation?
So yeah, how are you going to try to find these?
Two things. One, are there? I assume there's trees here, right?
Yeah.
I
It's a whole foresty kind of valley now.
have dark
Okay.
vision. I don't think dark vision can see colors, but I can smell and look at what
Yeah, there
looks
you go.
like the
That's a
plant.
good way to go about it.
Right. Well, my idea for me is I can shoot webs around, and even if the soldiers see webs, they're not going to think people.
No, probably not.
So
But what's the point of shooting the webs? What are the webs going to do?
I feel like that's just going to slow the rest of us.
No. I'm gonna be on the top canopy, shooting webs, so I can go across
Oh, the top of the forest.
off the top of the forest to do two things. One, make sure there's no patrols, because from there I can see have a better view. And two, I might be able to point out potential
Okay.
things. But just so you know, in the interest of that, I have 10 feet of blind sight and 60 feet of dark vision as a giant spider.
Okay. Well, that's a good plan. All right. Well, let me think about this for a second, and we'll be right back after this break.
Hey guys.
And we're back. All right, so the party is setting up for trying to find this strange plant in the darkness without alerting any of the patrols of the Clawed Legion. So, first we have the giant Spider-Man. He is going to patrol the top of the forest, going from tree to tree using his webs. We have Poppy, who is going to attempt to sniff out the...
I also have one question.
Oh, you have another... Oh.
Are these magical in nature?
No, the plants themselves are not magical.
Okay.
Think of them more like, well, when you burn them, they're more like a drug, I would say.
Okay.
And then Deity is going to go off on his own, hopefully to remain undetected and try to find the herbs. And we're left with Tiroth. What is Tiroth going to do? How is he going
I
to help?
pretty much going to follow Poppy's lead and go with my nose.
Okay, so let's have everybody do some rolls. We're gonna have Deity roll a perception check. An investigation check. We're gonna have Poppy and Tiroth. I need you guys to roll perception checks, and
Survival?
Marcus.
Oh, perception.
Oh no, you're right. Survival.
Oh, okay.
You're right, because you're gonna use your senses. And then I need Marcus. You are going to roll the perception check to make sure you can see. You're looking for the patrols.
Right.
I'm gonna look. Not that it's bad, but I looking
Don't
for
forget,
Okay.
y'all got Bardic Inspiration.
natural fucking
D8.
20.
And everybody has Bardic Inspiration they can use. Okay, Deity's got a nat 20,
Dirty 20.
a dirty 20.
I got an 18.
Jesus, oh, an 18.
If it matters to you, it's a nat 20 plus 7.
No, the plus
All
7 done.
5
All
plus
right.
5. 15 plus 5 is 20.
And Tiroth?
I got the opposite of Deity.
Nat 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And I already used my luck, so
Uh-oh.
the
So...
dice went into dice jail. Just so.
Oh, good. It should. It demands it. Goes in the can.
I don't think with luck I can
I'm
change
about
that
to
at all.
throw it.
Nope.
Nope.
So, here's what happened. And he's nowhere near you.
Yeah.
So, Deity, you went way off on your own.
Yeah.
To kind of avoid anybody at all. So you don't run across any patrols or anything, and you find kind of like hidden in this little small crevice gully thing on the side of the mountain in between another peak and the forest, you find a huge number of these. You find about 7 bushels of these all clumped together. So it's a very strong odor coming from that region, but you find 7 of them, which is huge because you were looking for like 15. Poppy, as you're going, I need you to roll a d6.
3?
Okay, so you find 3 bushels.
Okay.
We have Marcus. You are patrolling. You're looking for patrols, and you do find one. And unfortunately, what you see is somehow Tiroth has lost where Poppy is. Somehow, as he's stumbling around looking for these bushes or these little weed things, and he is heading directly in the path of this patrol, and he has no idea. You can tell he has no idea that there's a patrol there. So
He's like concentrating on smelling so hard.
yeah, he's like smelling so hard that he's getting lightheaded, and he's like, oh.
Trees and stuff.
He's just like, no, I've got this. All right.
Can you
Eyes closed,
Yeah,
web him and bring him
nothing.
up?
So,
What are you going to do?
Okay, so unfortunately, the giant spider can't pull things to it with its webs.
That's unfortunate.
I don't
So
understand.
much for Spider-Man.
I know, right?
I know.
It's just giant spider. No man about it.
Lame.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm literally just gonna have to grab.
Can you pull yourself up?
Tara.
real quick?
I have spider climb. I climb anything.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to like jump down on him, or jump down near him, or climb down.
I'm gonna climb. I'm down and grab Abbott. And have him
Maybe-
get on my back.
Okay, roll a d100 as you're gonna do this, and it's kind of hard to stealth and do this quickly. Okay, so we're gonna see. It is pretty dark, and you guys don't have any light, so it might be. You might be able to do this before
You
they
might
notice.
Startle him.
Yeah.
I know.
Dead giveaway. You're dead. No.
Oh no! I got a 2.
Okay, so as you're like skittering down, You actually almost like fall from the tree itself. So you manage to land on your little spider legs. But down comes a branch with you with a loud thud. Boof. And you hear, over there, quick!
That and, it's like,
And you can hear like...
Do I hear them too?
Yes, now you do hear them. As you hear them shouting, over there, quick!
Get on my back.
Do I have a chance to hide? Or
Yeah, you basically have like a 1 turn to do something before they're here.
Casting invisibility on myself again.
Okay. That's not a bad idea.
what about the
And I'm just gonna stand still.
Okay. You're not gonna move around or hide or anything?
I mean, I'm gonna get out of the way, but I don't want to move too much
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay.
Invisible.
So, what about you, Marcus? What are you gonna do?
Well, since he's going invisible, I'm gonna climb back up the tree.
Okay. So as you are climbing up the tree, you do see that they see you climbing the tree. And at first they're like, "Holy shit, giant spider!" And with them, there's 2 people. There's 2 soldiers, and they're both riding raptors. So the raptors begin sniffing around. One of them goes directly to the tree, and it's making a bunch of like growling noises at the tree where you are, Marcus. And the other one is sniffing around. And unfortunately, we didn't have a stealth over here. So we're going to see what happens here.
I had a stealth before, though.
Yeah, no, I know, but you kind of gave yourself away. So
Damn it.
the raptor begins sniffing around, and it stops directly in front of you. And it makes a like a lurching towards you. And you see the person who's riding him, he has a big long spear, and he begins like subtly swiping it around, and it slams right into your side.
Oh.
Roll initiative.
Oh shit!
Yes, me too.
Yeah, you definitely can be a part of it. Now you have to figure out what you're going to do here.
Are we not with them?
I'm like on the other side.
I got 19.
Oh, well, that's good. At least you go first.
Oh no. I got out of 7.
Okay. Okay, well, luckily for you, you still rolled higher than a 3 and a 5. So Tiroth, it is your turn first, and then it goes Soldier, Raptor, Marcus, Soldier, Raptor.
Can we get the... Can't reach the way.
Yes.
That's
So
hard.
Tiroth, Soldier 1,
yeah.
Raptor 1, Marcus, Soldier 2, Raptor 2.
Tiroth.
So Tiroth. And remember what Figgin said.
Oh shit.
Yes, this is going to be complicated. How are you guys going to get out of this one?
Soldier 1, Soldier
I
2.
feel like I feel like we have. Shit.
Closing
Did I
them,
spell that right,
killing
or is
them
it-
is problematic.
That's solider.
If you kill them, then
Soil
inevitably they will send more people up here. Because they obviously won't be reporting in. They will be suspicious when they find, if they find them or don't find their bodies. Either way, they're going to wonder where the hell their soldiers went. So it's definitely going to heighten security, making things difficult for the escape tomorrow.
Okay.
I have an idea, but I can't metagame right now.
I have an idea as well.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run. Oh, still invisibly. I'm gonna run my 30 feet, basically directly back from the two,
Okay.
the raptor and the guy, and then I'm going to.
Are you after 2?
But I'm gonna go behind a tree.
Okay. So they still do get attacks of opportunity because you're within 5 feet of them.
Oh, you.
but they can't see you.
Okay.
So it's at disadvantage.
Yeah. All right, let's try it.
Okay, that is a miss. Not too shabby. And then the raptor is gonna try to like bite you. Oh man, he rolled a nat 1.
Okay, I'm obviously not doing an attack of
Take the bait. Take the bait.
Okay, so you run behind a tree, and
cool.
you can tell that the raptor is keenly aware that you're there.
Yeah. So what I also want to do is I want to cast prestidigitation first. So hopefully the tree will obscure me.
Yeah.
But I want to cast prestidigitation, and what I want to do is create a smell, something like body odor or something, whatever. I can do it, I think 10 feet. Yeah, 10 feet to one side. And then I want to cast, so I become visible again.
Yep.
Behind the tree. I'm going to cast Misty Step 30 feet the opposite direction that I did the prestidigitation smell.
Oh.
Bless you.
And hopefully, my goal is to get behind another tree.
Okay,
basically.
roll a stealth check as you do all this.
All
Okay,
right.
so you create the other odor, and then you misty step, but you got to kind of get behind a tree before they see you.
Nice. 19 plus 6, I think, 25.
Ooh, okay, very good. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to roll. Actually, I am going to roll because obviously they can't see you now. But so the first guy, the guy that's riding, he's just going to ready his action to stab if he comes within range of his spear to a target. And the raptor is going to attempt to find you, but because you created that alternate smell, it has disadvantage. Oh, okay. So you see it goes directly towards where you did your prestidigitation, and it's sniffing around. Marcus, it is your turn.
Okay, so
You don't see that. You do see the raptor and soldier that were originally like investigating your tree. They're still right below the tree, but they're no longer looking and paying attention to you. They are paying attention to whatever was happening over there with this other raptor. So, because they're probably not concerned with the giant spider all that much.
right, my problem is they've now detected an invisible thing,
Yep.
likely a person.
One could assume.
So I know, dead men tell no tales, but if they think they died to a spider,
People will look for them.
people will look for spiders and not people.
I think you need to capture them and get them drunk.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
do have some.
Well, I don't want to. Right, again.
So I already have kind of like a wet web base to move around the canopy top.
Yeah. What's?
So
I mean, it's up to you. You guys got to decide what you're gonna do.
I'm going to intentionally miss shooting a web
At them.
at them.
The guy's right below you.
Draw their fire to me.
Okay, so you want to make it look like you're trying to attack them,
Yes.
like a wild animal. Okay, roll a performance.
Isn't that very anti-spider-like?
To attack them? Well, not if it thinks it's food. It is a giant spider, so. And I mean, he's done a pretty good job of establishing like this would be its home because of all the weather. So I mean, it's not a. So, but you still have to roll a performance
He
check.
created lore for this spider.
You did inevitably by doing what you did. So a chance here.
That was not my original intent, but it's working out.
Yep. You got to roll with the punches. That's not bad.
Let's see how you do.
I just want to be searching for more.
I'm rolling. I'm using a luck point because that was a natural one.
What is that? 2 or 3 now?
That's my. It'll be my second one.
Hey, don't forget, you got bardic inspiration, man.
You have 1 inspiration still.
D8, right?
D8.
And you can know if you fail before you decide to use it. DM.
13 plus 8. That's 15.
You have a +8 to performance as a giant spider?
No, 13.
Oh.
Plus 2.
Okay, 15.
15.
Are you using the bardic inspiration?
I'm
Oh,
allowed-
oh, I get to tell you if it succeeded or failed. So you failed.
Yes, I'm using.
Okay, using bardic inspiration.
16.
Okay, you succeeded.
Woo! You got a 1?
I got a 1.
It was a 15.
Wow.
So Ty went to defender. And they're the defender. So as you shoot the web, it just kind of like gets on part of his boot and also the ground and a little bit on the raptor. So the raptor kind of like rears up and it's like digging into the tree a little bit, splintering the bark. And he shouts over to the other soldier. He says, "There's a giant spider and we gotta kill the damn thing." And it's his turn. Oh, actually, you can actually still move if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna move like 30 feet away. No.
Like up? Because you're still like halfway up the tree.
I'm gonna move towards the top of the tree. I'm not gonna leave the top of the tree. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Okay. So as you leave the top of the tree, you do see he stabs his spear in the ground, and as he does this, he draws these. They're like shorter javelins. They look like pilums, and he grabs one and he chucks it up at you. I don't know your AC. Oh yes, I do. Okay, your AC is now it's
18.
normal. Okay, so he hits you, and he deals 9 piercing damage as he throws this pilum at you. The raptor can't do anything, but it's like it's pissed off, and it's looking hungry. Tiroth, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to cast invisibility on myself again as a 3rd level because I'm all out of 2nd level spells.
Who knew this would be so resource heavy?
I'm going to stealthily.
Yes, you are stealthing still.
Okay, cool. I'm going to move my 30 feet in the opposite direction of the raptor and the dude.
Okay, so that's back towards the mountain entrance. Okay, so we go to the soldier, and he's gonna ready his action to when he comes in range of the giant spider. He's gonna throw his javelin at you, and you see he kind of like jerks the reins a little bit of the raptor, who is going to try to give one last attempt to find you, and he fails. So Marcus, it is your turn, as now you have both of these guys are below the tree.
Okay, so for mechanical purposes, how far are they directly?
60 feet.
Okay, so that would be a disadvantage. I am going to try and shoot one of them with a wet ebb. Put this thing in dice jail.
Oh.
Dice jail.
What'd you get?
Why would you use metal dice on a plastic table?
Well, because normally that's a pretty good die, but it's not behaving.
Get another nap one.
No.
Oh.
You got it too.
I got it too.
No,
it's better than a nat one, man.
That's an 8.
Yeah, no, you missed. It's kind of like
Well,
way
I
past.
mean, does that make difficult terrain at least?
Not for them because it's not really near them.
And I'm just gonna kind of skitter across the treetop up a full 30 feet.
Okay, so
trying to get them to chase me.
Oh, so you're heading in the opposite direction, like further into the valley.
Across the webs that I've already created.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, because if you head back towards the entrance, then you're leading them directly into Tyrion. So you have to be careful. Okay, so
to be fair, I wouldn't know where he is.
No, you wouldn't.
Did Tirith successfully drop out of combat?
Kind of. Yeah, depending on how this goes with Marcus. So he's gonna attempt to hit you with another pilum. Oh, he royally missed that time. And they're chasing you now, kind of like further into the valley, but you only have so much further to go before you're running out of webs, or you're gonna have to make more across the trees. So Marcus, it's your turn.
Okay, so...
Or no, Tira, it's your turn. Sorry,
Oh.
top of the order.
My turn.
Yes, so you can, now you have to figure out what you're going to do. As you're
How
kind
far
of
away
approaching where Nikki
cliffside?
is around.
Oh.
Okay. How far away am I from Marcus?
Now you're about like 120 feet. You're pretty far.
Oh.
Because they went that way, you went that way. So you're going in opposite directions.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find somebody else. Poppy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so you run up and you can see her. She can't see you or hear you. You're being that stealthy.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper, Poppy. Poppy, it's Tirith.
Where?
I'm invisible.
Why?
Because some guards found me. I tried to escape, but they're chasing after Marcus right now.
And I go, oh.
I don't know what to do.
And Poppy just looks around and is like, what did you do?
And Marcus is gonna have to attempt to lose these guys.
I'm going to,
Marcus, use your head.
Sure.
Smash his face.
can I, bolster, wait, what level are we, 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, it says bolstering magic, because it's for 10 minutes. As an action, you can touch one creature, which can be yourself, and confer one of the following benefits of your choice onto that creature. So I can either give you an extra d4 for rolling on an ability check or an attack roll, or roll a d4 to regain a spell slot. I don't know what'll be more useful to you. I was just like, well, maybe I can reinforce you and then you can hide behind me. And then I'm gonna try and be more stealthy too.
Yeah. You
But I
still
would-
have your standard stealth check from before.
But I would like to bolster him magically.
Okay. Which one are we going with?
Which one do you want?
I have no clue. I guess the ability check.
Okay.
Would a skill check?
Alright. So I'm
be
gonna
considered an ability
Poppy
check?
puts her hands on. Where are you?
Yeah, you can kind of tell where he is because based on where he
She
whispered to
puts
you.
her paw on your face.
Yeah.
It's all like,
Her face.
and you feel this kind of magic go into your pores, and you're like, you feel like, you're a little sturdier. He's like,
Okay, so we're gonna take Marcus, or we're gonna take Tirith out of the rotation. Marcus, how is it that you are going to? What are you going to do as they're chasing below you,
Okay.
chucking spears at you?
So how many of them are chasing me?
Both.
Oh.
There's
I thought there was
two
two guys.
soldiers and 2 raptors. They're riding the raptors.
Oh. Okay.
We have it set up on here that there's.
Oh no,
4 soldiers.
no! Soldier 1, Raptor 1, Soldier 2,
Okay.
Raptor 2.
Okay.
That's okay. Soldier 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. That's fine.
sorry,
No, you're good.
they're raptor soldiers.
Yep, they are. They just don't get
Crumble
any
it.
They
wages.
didn't listen.
There's
Okay.
They get paid in flesh.
So I need first of all I need to find cover, potentially like a cave.
So are you going to take the hide action?
Yes.
Okay, roll your stealth check.
I need to borrow.
So I get
these
3 of
because
those.
mine sucks. That is much better. So
Loaded dice. It's been confirmed enough.
I mean, if he's rolling good with it.
25.
Okay, so
Because-
you notice as you kind of you actually dive into like a shorter tree, but it appears to be heavily. There's a lot of foliage, so it's very dense. So you kind of like dive in there, and you notice that the guys run past you on this next turn. However, the raptors can smell. They are going to attempt to smell you. First one fails, and the second one fails. So they both failed, mainly due to the ridiculous stealth check.
What can I say? The spider has a +7 to stealth.
So you see, they just continue on.
I remember when I had a +7 to stealth.
Back when I was a baby. Okay, so now we're out of the combat encounter. Very good. Not bad. I was like, I'm gonna bait these guys so they have to kill these fuckers, and then they're gonna just make it harder on themselves tomorrow. Good job. Not bad. That's 2 combat encounters you guys have dodged here.
Okay, but to be
that would have kind of made things really harder, honestly.
By the way, that lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. So what's the plan now? You only have what? 13?
10.
10. 10 total bushels.
I'm gonna continue searching, but I've exhausted this area. I'm gonna move on to the next.
Okay. And Poppy and Tira?
Same.
I'm gonna stay and help Poppy. I'm not going off on my own.
Okay, so you're gonna help Poppy, like take the help action. Is that what we're looking for here?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Spider.
Okay, so to ensure that these guys, because they're probably going to send in a patrol over here to exterminate
At
the
some point.
spider.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shoot webs everywhere, or within in the area that I've already created.
Okay. Okay, so put up more of a distraction piece. Make it really look like a den. Den of the giant.
That's cool.
Okay, not bad.
And then I'm going to search for the
Okay.
for the stuff.
All right, so
The
we'll
goods.
have Deity. You're moving on, so we're gonna have you roll another investigation check because you're not really using like smell. You're like trying to find it based on.
I'm gonna use. I mean, day's almost over. I'm gonna use another lucky.
Okay.
26.
Okay, so once again, you stumble upon, this time it's like underneath this moss-covered rock. You kind of notice a little bit of red peeking out as you get really close to it.
How do you see that?
And you can slide it to the side a little bit, and you just see underneath it are these bulbs that are like partially open. But you do see the tree shape, and you see 6 of them.
Ooh. 6 bushels or 6?
No, 6 bushels.
Sex.
Oh.
6
Sex
bushels.
bushels.
What is a bushel? In
It's
this
just
context?
that's what it's like a bunch of different
A grouping?
weeds. Yeah, a
Okay.
group of these things. But it's like 6 of these weed things right next to each other.
Because every time you say bushels, I just keep thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean. Him wanting to eat a bushel of apples, and like I think that's like a really big bowl.
It's like a basket. Like a basket full.
It's a lot of.
That's what this is. Because remember, the bulbs themselves are pretty big. They're like this big. And inside you got the little, tiny little trees.
Okay.
So Poppy, you're going to roll a survival check at advantage because Tiroth is helping you.
Yay.
This is what he's doing. He's going behind you as you like snip down, and he says, cinnamon, 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 cinnamon.
That's 15.
Okay, so as you guys continue along, you're just kind of like walking down. You do reach this area where Marcus is like super webbed up, but you do find 2 bushels.
Oh yay.
Or 2, I guess, bulbs. Because it's not really a bushel, there's only 2. So you find 2 bulbs.
1 bushel,
Okay.
2 bulbs.
Yeah. And then Marcus, you're kind of like done cobwebbing up the area. So roll a survival check because you're like an animal. I feel like this is almost like an instinctual kind of thing that you're hunting. But you're a spider, so you're adept at it right now. So roll a survival check to see if you can find any. So far, you guys have collected a lot, actually. That was really quick.
18.
You guys rolled.
I have a total of
good.
5.
You have 5. You have.
I have 13 on my.
So you have 18. So you already have 3 more than you needed. That's great.
I rolled a 23.
Okay. So as you're scaling down this rather large tree. You see that there's a bunch of fallen branches here, and underneath the fallen branches, you see 4 bulbs of these things. And it's at this moment that
I imagine my form's almost up because it only lasts like 3 hours.
Yeah, so the searching process you're a dude by now. If it only lasts 3 hours, then yeah, you became a spider, and then that was when you shot your last web. It was like, boop, it's gone, I'm not a spider anymore, and you couldn't shoot any more webs. That was when you called it and started looking for
some spider
tree things.
Just man now.
So with that,
Gonna give me a count.
you see from another part of the forest, Figgin begins to kind of like round you guys up. So he's kind of like following along your guys' paths. And you see he has 2 bushels with him, or two bulbs with him. But he's really wet for whatever reason. It looks like maybe he must have found some sort of water or pond or something, and he must have like fell in it.
That's so fun.
So he's kind of like wet and dripping, and he looks rather cold. But he says, all right, so how many do we have now? What's our total?
24.
Well, this is fantastic.
Not entirely. We ran into some
Issues?
Yes, but we
I saw no issues.
In
fact,
patrol all found us. Fortunately, I was able to distract them as a spider. They think there's a spider stand in here now.
So that's what all the cobwebs were from.
Yes. But
He's like taking it off.
Okay.
I kind of hand. What's his name? Figgin back?
Figgin.
I don't know if it's absorbent or not, but like a bedroll and be like, want to dry yourself off, or I don't have a blanket.
Yes,
so.
that would be great. Kind of like. But if you did see a patrol, we should probably get out of here. And you see he kind of like puts it like in his pants to try to dry himself off. And he gives it back to you.
You can keep it.
Oh.
And, for now.
But let's make our way down the mountain.
right.
Okay.
So, what I need you guys to do is roll your athletics checks at advantage this time. Unless you're going to
I had another
Spider
idea.
again? Here.
I had another idea. I say we just jump off.
You jump off.
Cast feather fall.
Well, remember, you're trying to get back in that hole. So there's no landing for that hole.
So
we fall at 60 feet and we can get inside the hole.
Can I carry
before-
one person with me? I rolled a whatever.
Okay,
16 plus 8.
actually, he has a really good plan. So if you jump off, well, he doesn't have to because he's a giant spider. But you guys can jump off, and if you're in like a line, you fall. You descend at 60 feet per turn. So you can just literally grab onto the ledge and.
You don't have to do that because I'm a large beast. Somebody can climb on top of my back.
Right,
How
that's one
are you
person.
gonna get in
now.
this tiny little hole?
Up to you guys.
Either way, I rolled an 8.
Okay,
Not-
see,
that's what I'm
doing
I think the
anyways.
feather fall's a good idea now. Because he
I
would
rolled a
just
24.
straight fall.
Yeah, I'm casting feather
He's
fall.
good. He's gonna cast feather fall. Y'all can make it into the hole, and you end up making it back to the camp just as daybreak is. Or sorry, not the camp. You make it back to the big stone door just as daybreak is happening. And with that, we'll be right back after this break. All right, and we are back from our break. The party has just managed to gather enough of these rare herb bulbs. In fact, they got a little extra, so they got a little bit of playroom here. Maybe cause a bigger smoke screen. And they've just arrived back at the underground facility that houses Figgin and the captain's troops. his loyal free hearts that are fighting for liberty for this town of Stonehaven. So, when you arrive back in town, you do see Captain Elendor and two gentlemen are speaking to each other. They hand him this piece of parchment that is bound up, and he sits down at a table kind of by himself. You can see he's got like some sort of like hot liquid, maybe tea or something like that. You're not really sure. But he notices you guys almost immediately when you walk in, and he ushers you over to the table.
We head over.
So how did it go?
Well,
Much better than expected.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good news.
No problems at all.
We present good news as well, Figgin, and he kind of slides the piece of parchment paper over towards Figgin, and he says, just like I said, he's pretty predictable when it comes to that, which makes it a little easier. So, we have enough bulbs, we just have to create a plan to spark this fire. Why don't you guys mull that over
Like a
for a
fire
minute,
oil.
come up with an idea, and I'll analyze my notes and tell you what the best options are. And you see he pulls out his backpack and he's got all these it's parchment, and for you guys it looks like chicken scratch.
That wouldn't
But
be
for him,
just
he
like
seemingly
a
has this next level genius mind. He can make
GTFO.
sense of all these diagrams and stuff he has on his pieces of paper.
We're trying to do the sneaky.
So,
Yeah.
Captain
Well,
says,
Well, you
all
know
right.
what I mean, like, you know, like you.
Who's
can
got an
put it in
idea
a-
to be
Oh
as
my God.
unnoticeable as possible? Because
I-
I'll be honest, my lads here, not really going to be up to the task.
He's sneaky.
Yes. I can take care of being stealthy.
All right, all right. Well, how are we going to do this? You guys have a plan?
I actually have several working plans and or theories. Have you tried concentrating the smoke into maybe a sealed jar?
I mean, we have empty food jars we could use, but I'm not sure how much smoke would be able to fit in one. I mean, they're only about this big, so I'm not sure how much smoke that can house.
How much smoke is required?
Well,
That's a
the
better
more
question.
smoke, the more infected dinosaurs.
So, what do the dinosaurs feed?
What do they eat?
Yes.
Most of the time, they slaughter a cow or two for the raptor pens, but the other ones are plant eaters. But remember, this can't just be ingested. They must
Yeah,
It's
inhale.
not just a-
No,
it
what
needs
I
to
was
be a-
thinking, I assumed they'd eat raw, but if they didn't, we could use the distraction of smoke roasting, meat, and that could produce enough. Do you think there's enough hay around to?
Potentially, yeah, if you planted them in the bundles.
Well,
Yeah. It would cause quite a scene as well.
Are we? Is it possible? Like, are they very wary, or could we transplant ourselves amongst like troops and be like we're the ones feeding them and set all this up?
We would have to somehow get their armor, or you would have to learn their dialect. That might take too much time. Also, they do have code words that they use.
Okay.
So
That sounds
my
tricky.
my working theory. One of the plans.
Does anyone have a delayed fireball or
Delayed blast fireball.
a delayed
Well-
simple fire spell?
Lift of warding.
So you
Fire.
like
That would be handy.
enchant these things and they will catch fire later.
Unfortunately, our mage has met an untimely death just a week ago.
Do you?
Well, to potentially make that plan possible, one of our number has the ability to make another invisible for a time.
That'll be handy for sure.
Well, hey, can you turn yourself into a thing, sneak in, and
Wait, can you
set
turn
something on
yourself into
fire?
a dinosaur?
Oh yeah, you can turn yourself into a raptor.
I don't know.
Well, you.
I would have to check.
Yeah, because you can change it on a day, right?
Yeah.
And technically, you've seen a dinosaur now.
So,
Many of them.
I have a few different working theories. Maybe you can bounce ideas back and forth with me. My first idea, maybe not provide. It's the stealthiest option that I've thought of so far, but it wouldn't provide as much smoke as another.
That would just give us less time to do what we gotta do. So, I mean, stealthier is the safer bet for sure, but time is going to play a factor.
I'm just curious, do you know any of the properties of this herb? Is there a way we can extract like a flammable sort of oil from them? Because he is really good in this kind of thing, and then maybe we can use it to coat the food and have like a fire go off in their feeding pens, and it's actually coated in some sort of...
Well, the fire going off wouldn't be out unheard of. They do have torches nearby, and I mean, who knows? A dino could accidentally bump into the side of one of these buildings that has the torches lit there, and one happens to fall in. You
Because
could certainly plant it.
we do have
That wouldn't be too
two
difficult.
things that could probably carry something the size of this extraction with them without having to carry all these bulbs with them.
Yes.
And that way we can have this flammable extract to
You could certainly
Put
crush
in there.
them down, but then again, it wouldn't turn into like an oil, more so of a juice of sorts. They're rather,
But would that
juicy. And,
provide the same?
effect.
it would be tougher to light it on fire just because it would be in a liquid state. And
Well,
the liquid
not
itself.
it itself, but like throw it on the ground or on the hay that's nearby. Or...
That would, yes, it would then
we need to
burn
keep
and
things
smell more. Yeah,
simple.
produce more smoke. It could blend in with the
Okay.
smoke from the fire.
I was thinking if it was applied to something like the hay, it would amplify the smoke. If it was
Wet.
applied as an oil,
And wet, yes. That could work. And you could douse the hay in this liquid and set the hay
What
on
if-
fire? Potentially. That could work. You would need to
Why
plant
did-
evidence, though, to make it seem like it was an accident.
I have an idea.
Oh, is there a way we can?
I think
trip
this is
the torches?
overcomplicating things. I think we just need to find a way to stealthily get the bushels in there, and then how to light them on fire and get away.
Yes, we do have sacks. You can put the bushels in a sack and light it on fire, but how would you... The problem would be you would need to have it somehow be able to be lit from a distance without being noticed. So you
Also,
can't just throw
Huffing around a
spells
sack
at it.
seems.
Well, you'll have to
like,
be
it seems-
hidden anyway. But if you said you could go invisible, that would make that much simpler.
Do we have the painting or whatever you called it of the campgrounds?
Too bad
Does
you
it
can't
have
fly. You could just
uh,
throw it in like a
and-
bomb.
what the pins look like? The stables.
Yes.
Tell me, do they have Allosauruses?
I don't think so. No, they have a bundle of Triceratops. They have 2 Tyrannosaurus and a hell of a lot of raptors. And then they use the
They have a couple of the flying ones, yeah?
yes, and they use pterodactyls from the skies. They use a ton of them and a ton of raptors. The 2 Triceratopses are used like battering rams, and then they have the stony back ones for
Stegosaurus.
Yes, they're like they attach wagons and stuff to them. They haul great loads.
The image of the
Yes.
stables.
So Fagin is kind of like looking it over. He shows you guys the camp. At the center is the Emperor's tent, as always, and his sister's tent is right behind it. They're connected, but there's like a material in between, so they have some privacy of their own. And you see there's like detailed maps of like their patrols. You can see it's pretty complex pattern. You'd have to really kind of see it in person and try to like learn the synchronization behind it. So it'd be something you guys have to try to figure out. He also notes that there are several magical traps and barriers surrounding the Emperor's tent. And it's noted by these 4 crystal-like objects that are supposedly hidden in different parts of the camp. So there's a couple of these marked on the map, but they also have next to them a question mark. So they don't know.
What kind of traps?
Some magical wards in nature. So it's just magical traps is all they got.
Things that'll shoot at you?
They don't know. They just found these strange arcane crystals, but they're not really sure what they do.
Are the stables?
They're scattered throughout the camp.
Yes, more densely close to the Emperor's tent. It's also noted that they have a lot of war mastiffs. These are big, humongous dogs that are very good at sniffing out things. They do note a barracks of sort, a large tent with weapons, armor, and potential clothing. So that could be used to like obtain uniforms and try to go disguised. Let's see. They also note a ring of scouts patrols the outer part of the camp. So they have patrols inside the camp and then scouts on the outside. And then, of course, the Emperor himself, who has a pretty lavish tent. It's very large, and there's noted. The only thing you see there is a strange. They have lots of question marks on it, but it's noted that a strange feeling came over the scouts when they went near this tent. They're not sure what it was. It's also noted that there's a sort of arena of sorts set up here in that camp, and they noted that at every night they have a gladiator tournament, and many captives are fighting in this arena, as well as some soldiers.
Populous
but
like this.
It's noted that they found something interesting there. A strange idol at the center of this building, or this arena of sorts. It's like a makeshift one, so it's not quite a building, but it does have structure and like bleachers. Looks like bleachers, but it's just like stands, wooden stands and stuff. And the Emperor really likes these, so he showcases everything from like dire wolves to he even has some warforged there that appear to be captured, and all sorts of other unknown horrors that lie beneath these pits. But the scouts did note that they did see people from outside of the camp actually seek audience with the Emperor. So they were able to have a conversation with the Emperor, and they left. So they were surprised. They thought, oh man, if someone comes to try to talk to the Emperor, then he's just going to get killed. But they spoke to the Emperor. They appeared to be some sort of diplomat or ambassador, but they bore the flag of Baron Ixaz. So the Baron of Crowchester County must have sent envoys, something, but they went, spoke to the Emperor. The Emperor walked them out of the camp himself.
Wow.
So they were really perplexed by this, because obviously from what they know, they just they know that he's Vini Vidi Vici over here, came, saw, conquered. And this was something they noted was very peculiar. But they also noted that they did not see his sister Kita in person. They heard her and whispers all around the camp, and even some of her own soldiers are afraid of her. So, you note that the pit of dinos is going to be camped on the left side of the arena pit with a connector. So obviously that arena pit probably have some sort of like dino fights too. But that'll put it adjacent to the outer walls of Stonehaven. So really, it's the center of Stonehaven is the pit, or is the stables for the dinos in the town, and then right on the outside of that wall will be the other stables. So they're right next to the, probably using the stone as its own wall, right? So one less wall for them.
Right.
So, Figgin, he says, look, I figure you've got two options. One, during the distraction, you can attempt to infiltrate the camp yourselves and sneak in, hoping to dodge all of these potential roadblocks and make your way to the Emperor's tent. Or you can attempt to seek counsel. I wouldn't do the second, but it'll be up to you to decide that. All I care about is getting these people out. From there, you'll be on your own. So no one can rescue you if you get captured. I
You
apologize.
said there's a gladiatorial arena?
Yeah, apparently. That's what the scouts report. They witnessed some sort of fight happening, something that the Emperor likes to do. My guess is it keeps morale high in camp, especially when they're chomping at the bit to, slaughter more innocent.
Have you seen what happens if they see a rat after wandering around? I'm sure.
They would corral it. Yes.
I think I have a way in.
Oh, interesting.
To one of the
Well,
places?
just remember, you'll want to investigate things before pulling the trigger on anything.
Alright.
Okay. So, Biggin, that's his idea. He kind of gives you this. He gives you the map now, so you have it with you. You can kind of like see where everything is, and he says once you manage to pull up the smoke, that will give us the signal. We'll hear it, no less, when the dinosaurs start going crazy, of course. And that's when we will make our escape. But for now, I need to speak to the captain alone about our exfiltration plan. So, Captain, if you don't mind. So the captain goes, all right. And as the captain gets up, he looks over at you guys. I really appreciate what you're doing here. We were totally unaware when the invasion struck and so many of our friends and family died. This is home for, well, all of us, for our lives. We've never known anything different. Now we have to abandon this place. But at least we know that you can save some. We really appreciate that. So if there is anything you need in the future and you happen to cross paths with us again, name it and we'll assist.
Of course.
Try to get some rest. It'll be a long night. Yes, I'm coming, Figgin. Put the bottle down. Ah. And you see they go into like a back room. Looks like the captain's quarters.
Can I stealthily follow and listen in?
Sure. Anybody else want to do anything?
I wanted to talk to Tara.
What to?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. So as Deity slips away.
Tirith, suppose we find a way to get some investments, looking like we worked there, or more specifically you, and I could be a captive if you submit to this arena.
I was gonna note, actually, that's actually a thank you for clarifying that. Just think about it like you're the Wookiee, okay?
Yeah.
So don't be like, I put on their disguise. Like, you're still a giant furry tiger or lion. So I just want to make sure we're aware of that first.
You
I
can
got
go
the
on
disguise.
and
I'm
say,
good.
You know, how hard it was to capture me, and how great it would be to, like, you know, have people fight me, and then, you know...
My only problem is the captain mentioned that they have signals and other things.
Isn't that part
You
of a
could
disguise?
pose as like
Oh.
a bounty hunter kind of deal. Like, look at this foul beast that I've captured all by my lonesome, and like kind of.
A beast.
So
huh?
you guys are going to enter her into the gladiatorial arena to curry favor?
I don't know what we're gonna do by that.
Okay.
I know that your disguises are
I mean, at
excellent,
least
so
it's
if
a
anyone
way
could
in.
pull it off, you can.
Yes, because here's the thing. Remember, you don't actually have to, like, go in and infiltrate when all of the shit goes down. That's just,
we could
you're
already
just
be in
helping the people escape by doing this distraction with these. You're just helping these people get free of this town. The
Yeah.
remainder of them. Or most of them, anyway. Obviously, a lot of the free hearts aren't going to leave. They're going to want to try to
but
free their village from the... Yeah.
right, but if the more or trouble we cause, it's the easier time it is for them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can use the distraction if you want to sneak in and do this unnoticed. You can use the distraction to do that. You wouldn't get that opportunity. Would be like impossible unless you guys orchestrated this distraction.
I'm just saying, if you're some type of like beast hunter and you caught me to submit to the arena, then you will probably be impressed to check out the dinos and have an opportunity to hide things there because you like all
I
these
see. You guys are
beasts.
doing this. You guys are doing this to orchestrate your way into the town to plant the
Yes.
thing instead of having to like stealth and do it all at night. You want to like go this day and go and set it up for tonight. Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then I can leave amongst the confusion.
Interesting.
I can earn it. I will have to leave in the morning to be able to pull it off, but I can't turn into a clawfoot raptor.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, my idea is
Sneak into one of the pits. Well, okay.
I won't be able to get it into the camp. I don't think that's fine.
Okay. So this one, the Iron Citadel.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I had
just
an
kind of
idea
wander
about that.
around, let them corral me.
Okay.
And then plant the trap and
Bushels?
get
And
that
slither on out
and slither out.
as a snake.
Okay.
How would you light it though later?
Well, he'd transform into a human for a second, and then turn into a snake and bail.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't have a means of lighting it right now. I was hoping you guys had something to help.
Oh, you could get.
Don't you have
flint
like a
and steel.
tinder box or something?
Yeah,
Flint
flint
and
and
steel.
steel. You just.
Put
That's
in
nothing.
the hay, light that baby up.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Well, I like that you
I
guys
mean,
are like,
we
you
could-
guys are like, you know what? We're not even gonna fucking wait till tonight to do this. We're gonna fucking orchestrate our way to plant these during the daytime. Interesting.
Like I said, I have to do a
while the iron's
long
hot.
rest to be able to pull my plan off. So
Oh.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, because it's morning right now. It's like 6 a.m. because I said the sun was just coming up. So it's like 6
So
a.m.
8 hours would be only 2 o'clock or so. So yeah, you'd still have time to get in there midday.
Yeah?
And then. Okay.
Rest up.
What's Deity gonna do?
I mean, I think we
Well,
should all
I'm waiting
take
to
a
hear
rest, honestly.
what they're
Yes.
speaking about.
All right. Yeah. So I guess my only other thinking was I had something planned for Deity.
Well,
but
what's your idea?
He's not. Well, he's not here right now.
Okay,
So.
so let's go to Deity then real quick. So as you sneak over to them and you can kind of like press your skull to the wall or to the door.
Skull.
Yeah, I was gonna say ears, but I don't think he has like actual ears. I think they're just like holes.
I hear with
But
my
you're
eyes.
listening in
It's
and
like the trumpets.
and you hear Figgin, you hear like the squeaking of a chair, and then you hear Figgin. So, look, kid. I think it's best if I stay here and, I'll carry on the resistance movement. You get the people out, and we'll say it's even, and I'll figure something out. We'll manage. And you hear the captain. No, Fagin, I don't think that's gonna happen. These are my men. Figgin, you hear him sigh. Come on, you're too young. You're barely equipped to do this as it is, man. It's nothing against you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to save you. Let me save you, kid. No, Figgin, you're gonna have to be the one to get them out. You've got the magic. You've got the abilities. You can make people invisible. You know the ins and out of this city better than anybody else, including me, and I've lived here my whole life. You're gonna have to do this. And once you're out, go seek some help. You're far better at convincing people to do things than I am. Says the one who's staying behind. Fine. But good luck, kid. That's all I can say. I really hope you make it. And I'll do what I can. Come back with, hell, biggest army I can find. Just don't go dying on me. And then you hear the chair squeak like he's getting up. And you can hear the pitter-patter of the footsteps heading towards the door.
Do I know if the door opens towards me? Or...
Yes. Towards you.
I'm going to stay behind the door to where it swings out.
Swivels?
Yeah.
Okay. So it swings open the door and you see Figgin he kind of gives one last glance back at the captain, who's now meticulously, like, he's writing stuff down and he's shuffling papers. He gives like a subtle nod, a respectful nod.
Okay.
And he walks back out towards what is more than likely his area that he sleeps in. It's a bunch of the bunks.
Yeah.
So he's just one of the guys at this point. He doesn't have no special housing.
All right. I'll sneak my way back to the party.
Okay.
It rubbed me the wrong way that they're just like, yeah, we're just going to go all by ourselves to figure out who's going to stay behind. No worries. And then it's like, why can't you just do that?
We all know Deity's paranoid.
Yeah, exactly.
He thinks everybody is an enemy.
Everybody's a bad guy, I guess.
Anyone can be. Hey guys. How's it going?
Sup? I just watched this gut-wrenching moment. But how are you guys doing?
So we have a plan.
All right.
I think how to light both pens fairly well. I think.
Sweet.
I can sneak.
What were you thinking of doing, Deity? Because I actually had an idea for you.
I am open to all suggestions.
I think you would be most valuable checking out the Emperor's tent.
Okay.
Because if it is
during the infiltration, during the night, or during the day?
No, during the day, investigating it. Not obviously not going inside it.
How is he gonna do that? He's a big giant metal tin man.
These are most stealthy.
With other metal men?
Warforged. You said they were warforged?
As a former servant,
Yeah, in the gladiatorial pit.
I can ask among
the
staff in
gladiator.
these settings for information about the lords of a manor, and are likely to get a candid answer. In addition, my time serving nobles has allowed you to see and hear their mannerisms. I may attempt to pass myself off as noble-born when in a city or town where people don't recognize you. Blending in.
That one might be a little stretch, though, because I would say that besides the Emperor and maybe his sister, and remember, they're also not the most, I wouldn't call them, like, noble, in like they're not very, like, fanciful people, because from where they come from, it's a fucking terrible place to live. That one might be tough, though, just because the Warforged
are seen as slaves.
Yes, they are not servants, they're tools. So it's not like they're not like serving the king or the emperor, sorry. Mm-hmm. They're not like presenting him with food or stuff. They use them in the fighting pits. They use them as slave labor. It's not like something where, like, if a warforged was by the tent of an emperor, that would be a problem. They'd be like, one of them escaped and now they're trying to kill him. Let's dismantle this.
Could submit him as a fighter too.
Potentially, yeah. That's actually not a bad idea.
That would suck having to kill Poppy, though.
Gonna break
Yeah,
this
what would happen in
middleman's
that
neck.
case?
That's the first fight. That's the first fight.
Well, gig is up.
But remember, if you
Jig is
break
up.
a deity's neck, you also break life's neck.
We haven't seen life in
Yeah,
a long
well,
time.
he's been rebuilt once.
My only concern is all the traps around the tent, and I am
Then we have to go back to
feeling
the Arcanum.
we're gonna need to get inside the tent.
I don't think you do.
We're like Hestrela.
I
we got the
blueprints.
schematics. I
yeah,
can do
he's
it.
got his
I got
schematics.
Smith's tools. I'm proficient with them.
Bing, bing,
This
bing.
might take me a while.
Like, let's do nothing for the rest of the campaign. We're just rebuilding
I
deity.
just have to rebuild them because shit hit the fan.
Okay.
So how far away is the camp?
It's closer than previously thought. So they're actually shaping the camp in like an L. And so the Emperor's tent is actually on the big part of the L, which is going to put it a little closer to town because the L is going to wrap in front of the walls of the city. So that puts it a little closer than previous. So it would have been like
It's
a quarter to
fairly
a half a
close.
mile. It's probably a little less than a quarter mile now.
Okay. So we can make it there in like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, booking it 5-6 minutes. Yeah.
During the
Okay, so
day.
we have time to rest.
Oh, during the
before we
day,
go.
yeah, easily still 5-6. Well, you don't want to book it there, but you could make it there in like 5 minutes. 10
I
minutes.
Yeah.
I
Walk.
can be fully rested up in about 4 hours. To just. I can do mundane activities while I'm sitting down, right? Then I'll just grind.
Oh yeah, you can like grind all the bulbs
Yeah.
into the liquid, so you guys
That's what
can
I'm
have it,
doing while I'm
and separate them
resting.
into a few jars.
Yeah.
So when you grind it all, you get 6 jars. If you're gonna grind all of it.
Yeah. I'm going to keep 2.
Okay, so you
So out
get.
of the 24, I have 22.
Okay, so you get
11 per
5.5 jars
11.
of this liquid.
Sounds good.
Okay, and then is everybody else resting?
Yes, I'm taking a long rest.
I need to rest as well.
I just need.
Spellcaster's got to rest. Poppy,
Yep.
Yeah.
what do
guess
you
so.
want to do?
Um.
You don't. If you don't need to rest if you don't want to. If you need to, then you should.
I
'Cause
only used
shit
one
can
bolster
hit the
magic.
fan. Just FYI, shit can hit the fan.
Right. The only reason I'm taking a long rest is because I have to be able to change up my forms.
I'm resting to get my lucky back. That's it.
That's a good idea.
Plus,
I
like,
don't need to.
Just depends on which way you guys want to approach this, honestly. If you guys are going to infiltrate, cool. If you're going to,
It's not that far away.
no.
I don't
no.
really need to rest. Can I like scope out this camp or something?
yeah, basically the scouts are reporting that it's in the process of being set up. So they like drew a diagram
Okay.
from like hiding and being stealthy away from patrols and stuff. You can kind of, well, it is past curfew. Well, no, actually it's in the morning. So during the day, you can kind of wander the city however you'd like. But they don't like necessarily just permit people in camp. But remember, in the Emperor's camp, remember if you're going to pose as a slave of some sort or some captive,
Probably don't want to be one.
Yeah.
you might not want to be seen.
Well, I guess I'll just stay and rest then, because I was like, I don't know.
Well, you can do other stuff.
I don't
I
know
thought-
what
didn't
other
you have
stuff I
didn't
would
you have
do.
an idea earlier for something you'd like to do?
I
Some of
did.
the people? No? I thought you mentioned something.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wanted to train the people like some really good defensive, evasive tactics. You know, just how to stay alive, like survival stuff.
Okay.
Because they're not really warriors. Like I can't
Nope.
expect them to be strong, but I can expect them to stay alive and
So
Be
how are
smart.
you going to do this? Are you going to like train them by having them swords and you swords and doing it physically? Are you going to demonstrate it? How are you going to do it?
I would like to demonstrate things, but most so I would like I don't expect these people to fight, but I expect them to know, like, not expect them, but like, I want to know them. I want to show them how to defend themselves if they get cornered. I also want to show them, like, maybe, like, how to scope out good places to hide and stuff like that.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do.
Because I've
Can
got
I
good
help her
survival.
for 4 hours of it? Because I only need 4 hours to rest. Really.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I want you to do is you're going to roll an intelligence check, but you're going to instead you're going to supplement it with your dexterity because you're going to be teaching them essentially, like you said, how to hide, how to be defensive.
So, okay.
4. Okay.
Yeah, just dex check.
But just straight dexterity, not save, just straight dex.
Just +4.
20.
20, not nat.
Oh. Okay, so go ahead and give yourself a D20 inspiration.
Woo!
Yay.
For basically, teaching them. And you see the captain kind of is watching you do this with a pretty proud smile on his face as he watches his kind of noob soldiers just doing their best, honestly.
Yeah.
And you can tell while you're training, you're like, wow, this is their first rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And
show you how to stay alive.
yeah, you're more teaching them like defensive tactics, how to run and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, with that, we're going to move to the end of the long rest. So, what is the plan now? Everybody's nice and fully rested.
So, so real quick, I'm doing my little rituals to get my all my forearms.
I like to think you're just looking through an encyclopedia of animals.
I was thinking more of...
Ooh, I like
That one could be good.
Well, I
was
still
thinking
have to do the
form of the snake.
Yeah.
It's just the
Just like
form of the elk.
A bear. Yeah, I like that.
So, Sean, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to still investigate the tent?
I don't know. I'm worried about the tent and its traps and those extra crystals that
I was gonna. If
can
you're
you
gonna
disable
use your
traps?
distraction
Possibly.
as a way to infiltrate the Emperor's tent, that's a good idea. But I probably wouldn't do it just in broad daylight.
No, yeah, I wasn't thinking of infiltrating the tent during the day, but just going to look at it, like staying in the shadows of the distance.
Remember, a warforged by that tent.
I know. Yeah.
A lion by that tent.
I don't think that's a good idea.
One thing that I got
Leonin.
Yeah.
from the
I just said lion.
my little upgrades when we were in the black market, I'm able to zoom in 2 times now, so I don't necessarily have to be right next to the tent. I can still be on the outskirts and have a really good view of it. I don't know if
I don't
that
know.
matters.
I
but-
think he wanted you to go in and investigate.
Well, not all the way in.
Oh.
But see if there's a connection to the traps and the crystals and such.
Okay.
We know there's traps around the tent, and we know that there's some sort of crystals throughout the camp, and they might be connected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. And so, which
Those are what I'm
animals?
most worried about.
Yeah. Which animals are you picking?
So
So I'm aware and I can try to remember.
Giant spider, giant elk, snake, clawfoot, and bear in case I get in trouble.
Got it. Okay.
I had to get rid of my octopus.
Yeah, I mean, you're not anywhere near water, so probably not bad.
So what's your plan, Marcus,
Octopusy.
to...
He's going to
Like
pose as a
thing.
wandering raptor and get corralled.
And then you're going to go in there, then...
He's
light
going to
the
wait
thing,
all night,
Transformers.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well,
and-
I can only I have to. I can only transform for like 3 hours.
Okay, so you're gonna leave as dusk is happening, and then start wandering, corral in, and that gives you guys. So you guys might need to come up with a time frame that you're gonna trigger this trap because it's in 2 different locations.
I don't know if we need a time frame because
you can technically communicate, right?
Right. But because I can only transform for 3 hours, we need a rough of time to where I transform into a human, so I can hear you through my sending stone. Because all my stuff, all my equipment, everything that I'm carrying, morphs into my body.
And he can't be just a dude in a raptor pit.
Well, I mean,
he'll get eaten
could
alive.
you like? I was like saying
he can't hold the rock because I mean the sending stones are not like literal.
Okay, I was just saying like he can have it and he can just like hold it in his mouth.
Oh. Then I thought about doing that, but I was worried. But I'm worried that they'll go, what's that in his mouth? Give me that.
Well, as long as you don't open your mouth. I mean, yeah, I like the idea of. I think it's a smart play to plan a time, and then that way he can shapeshift and he can be the one to say, "Are you guys in place? Trigger it. I'm ready."
Okay.
Because once he transforms into a human,
you'd be like, wait for my stone.
I think we set for the minute sun is done. Sun is out, like behind the mountains. It's completely dark. That's the moment we trigger.
I think, well,
complete
also,
darkness.
You're gonna try to be a human to set this thing on fire, and then
in like a turn.
And then like.
Because as soon as he turns into a human.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like. Snack time.
Well, he can get himself to a good position to do this.
Well, he's gonna be in one pen though.
Yeah.
And it's like a walled pen.
We could also do it after
like,
the
why
guards
can't you
have
just
fallen
dig
asleep.
yourself under the hay or something, so no one sees you?
Because
potentially, but it's the smell less the sight, more the smell.
And if I smell like a raptor, they're probably not going to come after me.
Yeah, because you'll smell like a raptor because you are a raptor.
You know, you can do it, but yours is the most risky
and
play.
He's doing it by himself. Well, I don't know. Yours is kind of risky too. You're just gonna walk into the camp.
Well, right.
Yeah,
you better hope. You better hope.
And it's not like I
don't know who the fuck y'all are.
And it's not like I don't have an escape plan. I can turn into a snake and just get the hell.
I'm just saying, my people are known for fighting. We get hired to fight.
Sean, you want to check your phone real quick?
In battles and infiltrate, or like the frickin' shinobi in Naruto, man.
Yeah,
we're
like
tools.
you totally could. Like I said, it's just a matter of finding a way to rig up the next pen. You got his. I think that I actually I did not account for that as the plan for the pit. I thought this is a great idea in my opinion for him. But now you need to figure out the camp. You can wait until nightfall and sneak in and try and do it that way. But it is really tough because there's no distraction yet. Once you trigger the distraction, then infiltrating further into the camp gets easier.
I think you posing as a great beast hunter is a really great idea, Tirith, because your performance is off the charts. Your disguise kit is really great. Like, you can really sell like a famous beast hunter.
He could. He's really good at performance too. So.
I will give it my best.
Okay. So let's
I'm playing
to
your strengths, man.
I also still don't know what I should be doing.
I thought he was, well
unless he was submitting you as a fighter too.
Or you're gonna bring in both as your fighters, or
you could be my.
Or he could be your servant.
Slave.
Yeah, servant.
That's an interesting play too. They don't look at forged as the souled beings.
Okay, so wait. All right, so let's go over the plan one more time.
Yep.
I bring you two into the fighting arena.
Or he's
at
the
least
servant.
Initially. Yeah,
Okay.
You're the servant. You don't have to go into the arena. You could stick with me. But what's our plan to get to the pens?
In broad daylight.
It's right next to the fighting arena. I can slink away. You can
You can sneak away.
Tell me to go.
You can turn him
go fetch some
invisible.
food. You can
Go catch some food.
go get some food. Make me invisible.
Yeah, because remember, you got to think this is like a wartime area, though. So think about it in that context with the sense that you're outsiders. So when you are going to go do something that might be okay for your culture may not be okay for theirs. Unfortunately, you guys don't know a whole lot about these people. They're very new to this world for you guys. So you don't really know what they allow or don't allow in their camps and stuff, especially in times of war. So this, I think, you guys are like, Milton's is a huge risk. I think your guys is the bigger. You guys are hoping that you can convince...
Milton's is a huge risk because he fucked up once. He's literally just dead.
Yes.
And
We fuck up. We have a million instances of us able to get out. He's just literally in a.
I also
There's
have
three
a
of you.
lot of ideas to sell things, like, should they go one way or another, like...
You can certainly...
You know.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to.
Like-
That's what I'm saying. You guys are going to have to sell
He's
yourself.
really good at
in
being
conversation
sneaky and
pieces.
stuff like that, and like I'm a merc. Like I know how mercs operate. So
All right, let's run it.
So, and what'll happen is Red will wait for the distraction before meeting up with you guys.
don't forget to do a
Okay.
good disguise.
Yes,
Oh, wait. So,
that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna just...
one other idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know Poppy was gonna try and do the fighting pit, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is you don't technically have to, like, fight in the arena. That's the thing is you guys can kind of try to figure this out because you don't really know how their structure is for the fighting pit either.
Okay. One other idea I had was that
Dude.
instead, if Poppy does go into the fighting arena,
Which
if she's like
good at.
in the pit with all the other fighters or something, she might be able to get away and plant the stuff because we know the fighting pit is somehow connected to the.
Yeah, they have.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a passageway, so that
So
It
you
might
know
actually
what?
be easier
I
for you
can-
to get down in there.
I can have a jar on me too, and you can have a jar on
you might have to divide up the jars for sure for you guys anyway, because
So-
who knows who's going to be able to get to the pen.
All right, check this out. I'm gonna give you 2.5 jars, right?
because there's 5.5.
Yep.
There's 5.5. I'm gonna keep 2. You'll have 1 because I think that you'll have less of an opportunity to get to the pits than I will. But if you're also able to, that'll just add more fire.
Yeah.
So like metaphorical fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So two jars.
2.5.
2.5. You can light a big old.
So we are gonna just walk into the camp. I am the great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come up with your persona as I paint the picture of what you
Yeah.
guys are gonna be
Yeah.
walking into. Okay, because you're gonna need one. So
I'll roll with whatever persona you give me.
he's Bob.
Yeah, you're gonna be something simple.
I'm just Poppy.
So, as you guys leave the town and you walk out the gates, you do notice that there are a lot more guards around the city as the forces have now kind of like meshed into one. You do still note that each of the varying forces have different badges, and they all resemble a different dinosaur. Okay? You now see that there are a couple of pterodactyl riding scouting people flying up and down the mountains now that they have arrived. And you see large, lavish tents at the center of this town. It's tall. These tents are very, very tall. So you can see them over the entire encampment. But the encampment itself, like I said, it's like an L shape. And the front side wraps around, and they have a bunch of like palisades and stuff, just in case some invading forces crazy enough to try to take on this now 5,000 strong army.
Ooh.
So it's 5 legions here. 4 are in the camp, and 1 is in the city. So there's 5,000 soldiers. So you can imagine the size of this tent. Most of the tents are white or like a sandy color with varying like embroidery on the bottom that denotes the legion that each of the tents belongs to. So at the center, the emperor has gold and purple. That is the emperor's colors. That is his symbols. So you don't necessarily walk to the emperor's tent, but you can see it from here. It's very large, and there's a enormous flag as well that is erected here. They also have brought along this very large statue, and the statue is of a being that you're not familiar with. In fact, it's kind of like this faceless entity, so you can't really make out a bunch of details, but you're not familiar with it at all. As you walk towards the town, you do see that there are some raptor patrols. Are you in did you guys put her in chains or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So she's got these little bands around her.
Yep.
So
she's wearing chains. He's wearing his top hat.
Yep.
Like a butler or
like
something.
A butler.
And I've got I don't know. I changed my
an eccentric
usual outfit for a fur.
Nice.
Okay.
Like a fur thing.
Traveling.
I got my shirt open, even though I'm a little chunky.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys do
Not wearing
approach,
my fancy
my head is
attire.
thinking of Nessie Wary.
You see-
like the guy from
World
of Warcraft.
I was thinking more safari wear.
Yeah,
Straight up
exactly.
Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, maybe the guy from Jumanji.
Oh, no. Nigel Thornberry.
Oh, I'm a hunter.
Yeah, I mean exactly.
Yeah.
You are an exclusive beast hunter.
I'm just a small bob.
A small bob.
Yep.
But as you are approaching the town, you do see at every pathway in, there's at least 2 sentries just standing there guard, with large tower shields and these spears. For the most of the military, that's what they use, and they have swords on their hips as well.
I'm gonna try to display myself as as pretty feral.
Pretty feral? Okay. So I'll have you guys do some rolls here in a second, okay? As you guys are doing this in kind of mid-afternoon now, it's 3 o'clock by the time you guys are approaching the camp, and you've kind of taken it a slow approach, mainly because as soon as you left the city walls and kind of you guys made not beeline, you guys weren't darting over there, but you kind of made a pathway toward the encampment. You do see there is a little bit of foot traffic leaving. Some wagons, supplies it looks like, that are coming in and out of both. Some of these wagons are being pulled by dinos, some by oxen. And in a bunch of these, you see cannons are beginning to leave the camp, and they're being placed and hoisted up on these walls, pointed off to the distant city of Crowchester. They can't hit from here, but if an invading force comes, it's going to be rather difficult to withstand this barrage because there are a lot of them. But as you guys approach, you are met by some of these guys on the raptors, and they halt. Who are you? Why are you coming to us from the city?
My name is the Great Tazin Claw.
Tazin Claw.
I am a
That's
hunter,
Dingle.
and I travel far and wide, trading beasts that I do manage to capture, but also for adventure and, like I said, hunting. I have heard that there is a great fighting arena in your camp, and I would love the opportunity to share my own captured creature.
Can I let out a roar to help him sell it?
So I was going to say, I need you to roll a performance
Okay.
check, and I need Tara to roll a deception check.
Ooh,
I want to
Deception.
bonk her after she roars.
There you go.
To sell the servant.
What's your strength modifier?
+1.
Nat 20, baby.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit!
You like
nice.
let out this vaulting feral, like it's saliva and spit. It's disgusting, and it's also a little terrifying.
I got a 25.
You
on
see
deception.
the raptors, not the soldiers, but the raptors, like they kind of like skitter backwards just a little bit. And Sean, you roll a what?
25.
Okay, and you see ha ha, yeah, it's a wild one indeed. Tame that thing. I think the pits will do that. Surprised that word has traveled that fast of the Emperor's famous pit. It's a gambit of sorts. You never know what's going to happen there. But this could be exciting. We have not seen one of these creatures in some time. Back in the homeland, there was one captured there a long time ago, but no one knows what happened to that. I assume
Poppy
they
is
put
interested.
it down. Wild, feral things. It's amazing that they call them civilized. Look at this. Grotesque.
Poppy is trying so hard not to rage right now.
I suppose we could entertain this. Go. Enter the city. Be sure you keep this beast tamed and your weapons stowed. You must go seek the pitmaster. There he can potentially give you a bargain for your beast here. And if it's a fair enough trade, you can see the pit fight that happens this evening. I'm sure
Most
this
delightful.
new fresh blood would be most likely on the higher card for the evening.
I snarl.
We have run out of captives, you see. And now it's just us soldiers fighting wild beasts. This could be very, very entertaining. We have some knights that are just itching to get their blades wet with blood.
I grin.
Seems I came at the right time.
Yes. Go see the pitmaster Gregor.
Oh, they'll
Tell
they'll
him
get
we
wet
have
with blood.
approved you entry into the city.
Their own.
And take this. He hands you a small
so
coin.
good
It
at
appears to
selling
be
a
very
good show.
lightweight, though. So whatever it is, it's some cheap metal.
Oh, okay.
This is your entry coin to the city. You must return the coin before leaving. If we do not receive this coin by the evening, you will be arrested. Good luck in the pits, beast. And they kind of scoff as they trot away. Yeah, that's a good one. So, as you now head into the city, the soldiers, they kind of like let you pass as you show your coin. And it takes a little while, but as you make your way towards the pit, you do see, probably 400 or 500 yards away, you do see the Emperor's tent. And you actually see the Emperor himself. He is standing on the just inside of the tent. It's opened because it's midday, get some air in there. It's
Sure.
opened, and he's sitting at a table. Oh, you all can see this. Oh, actually,
Can I use my 2x zoom?
yes. So what I need you to do then, because you're using the zoom, I want you to roll a perception check. Poppy and Tirith, you do not have to.
Of advantage?
No.
Oh, shit. That's a 21.
Okay, so then you kind of like zoom in and you can see what they see. For whatever reason, Dirt God, I don't know. You just don't have that great a perception.
Yeah,
Passive
no.
perception.
That's something I'm working on.
So, you guys see his tent has a ton of different stuff in it. In fact, he has this magnificent piece of armor that is stowed on this rack of sorts. He still has his sword on his hip, but he's in semi-common clothes. It's like a tunic, leather armor, very lightweight. The other plated armor is much, much heavier. But you can see inside his tent, he has all sorts of lavish. He's got some foods and a few people sitting around this table. But what really catches your eye is an ornate chest in the back corner just off to the table on a nightstand next to his bed, which is kind of like it's almost like a hammock. They got it hanging between two poles, but there's some sort of like thick cushiony substance to it too. But this ornate chest, it really sticks out to you guys. You're not really sure why, but it's strangely familiar.
Not me.
So, to everybody, all three of you. Yes, I just had you roll because you have the little ×2 thing, but your passive perception is bad, so 13. you wouldn't have seen what they see. So, but you guys, you see it, and you get this like odd feeling when you look at this chest. You're not sure why. It just is like, well, this feels familiar. Something about it, like
Sorry.
you recognize it.
I have a lot of stuff to write now. You kind of like as you're walking, because there's still guards that are behind you that are kind of like watching you, and you can feel like they're almost like ushering you towards the pits. Okay, yeah. So as you arrive outside, you see the pits are actually like this dug down hole. And there's lots of like wooden benches and stuff spread out. It could probably house like 400 or 500 people in this little area. Wow.
They built that.
How modest.
Yes. Well, they have 5,000 strong.
Yeah.
Well, 4,000 here, 1,000 in the town. So they have 4,000 men that are not always, they have active shifts, things like that.
Yeah,
some patrols. So they have a lot of people to build really quickly with. This is the huge force. This is the invading force of this military. So they're all in one place right now. Inevitably, they'll have to break apart into legions and go out and do stuff. But this is like the incursion. They finally took the city. So you see there is in the center of the pit. You see they're still kind of like setting up these things. Some of them look like pit traps and things of that nature. And then there's also a couple of barriers and stuff. The pit itself is pretty large, and you see 4 individuals are building this like covered canopy area, which you could probably guess is where the Emperor would be seated to watch the shows. Because apparently he and his sister in particular really enjoy these gladiatorial games. So the pitmaster immediately sees you guys because you guys stick out like a sore thumb. And he's a very large, burly man, but he's kind of like buff burly. All right, so very, very big dude. Yes.
Buffer than me?
Who are you? Why are you in my pit?
I am the great Tazim Claw. I'm a hunter, and I have brought my latest prize to fight amongst your pit and to conquer it.
Oh, bold praise. But we are in the market for another show. Everyone else died. They were weak. So they fed the beasts, as will this furry ball. Though we may need to shave her. That ears just go down.
If you can manage to shave her, be my guest. But she is a ferocious animal.
We could maybe wait till she's dead if necessary. Might make it easier. But
yes,
what is your price for this one?
Am I sentient? Or do they think that I'm an animal?
They think they treating you like an animal.
Oh, okay.
Especially after what he just said.
Yeah.
Sentient is not the same as...
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Okay, civilized.
Civilized, yeah. No, they think you're like a freaking wild animal because the way you're behaving. Like you did such a good performance. You're like, you're like, what the hell is this thing? We've seen these before, and they're not like this. What is wrong? So they're treating you like a wild animal.
Okay.
So, your price?
I want not money or gold. What I want is an audience with the Emperor.
An audience with the Emperor.
I mean,
Is that something you can make happen?
Why don't you take a seat? We'll take the beast back, and I will send word to the Emperor. See if he's all right with this bargain. Savvy?
Savvy.
Fine.
Good.
kept
So
it
he
in.
kind of like stomps off because he's a big dude.
Watch out for the claws.
Yes, and you see 4 soldiers come out. They have their spears kind of drawn and pointed. This way, beast. And they gesture towards this large barred door.
I move begrudgingly.
Yeah, they kind of give you like a couple of little pokes, like not enough to draw blood or anything. They're like, let's go, hurry the fuck up. You know? And as you go back, there is a couple of like cells. And you don't see anyone in the cells. However, because of your perception check, you smell something kind of strange in one of these cells. Like something familiar. No. I smell shit. No, you smell something familiar. But you're not quite sure what it is, but it's you just have a familiar sense, a smell that you smelled before. Okay?
Wow.
So they trot you back and gesture towards the cell. In. You go in, they slam the cage behind you and lock it tight. Instead of loose, of course, they don't lock it all.
Is it like, okay, is it like a simple lock for like a simple beast, like how you do with your dogs, and it's really easy
Oh,
to
no. It's like a think of it like a Pirates of the Caribbean cell. Right?
Okay.
Nice.
Like one of those. Traditional metal bar doors. Or metal bars.
These are half pin barrel hinges.
With the right amount of leverage. Please don't say leverage. That right there. Okay. So after you're back there, Burly Man, Mr. Gregor, he comes back. So I have spoken with the ambassador for our emperor. We don't necessarily get to see him on the regular. He's in meetings. Planning a war is no easy task, you see. But he is curious by your prize that you've entered. He's agreed to meet with you at the competition tonight, and he poses a friendly wager. His beasts against yours, with 100 gold piece prize for whoever wins.
So you would have to fork over 100 gold?
Yup. If he agrees.
It's a good thing your
That
butler
sounds like
is
a
rich.
mighty fine wager. I don't
Very
think my
good.
animal will have any problems.
Well, don't travel too far, as we begin the festivities at dusk. That only gives you roughly an hour.
I'm quite excited.
Yes. So,
Tell me, where can I get some food around here?
You can try the barracks.
Oh.
I'm sure there's
You don't have
one
a
of them
galley?
is making a meal at all times of the day because of all the different shifts we have. So you can attempt to go curry some favor with the soldiers, but you're not one of us, and we're not here to feed you.
Hospitality.
I mean, you are in a war encampment. Just trotting in like, hey, yo, I got this thing that you guys could kill if you want.
Figure I got nothing else to do for an hour. Get some food. Maybe
Ooh,
find something
you can
else
maybe
out.
check out some beef?
Oh, that's true.
You just have to
Good
be
idea.
extremely careful what you do, because it is broad daylight, and there's people following you.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let you just wander this fucking camp with their emperor in it without being watched.
That's a good idea, though. So I'm gonna ask him if he would would you be willing to show me the other beasts? I am quite interested in these dinosaurs. I've heard a lot about them.
Yes, I'm sure your people haven't seen very many of those, but trust me, you all will, and you'll get mighty comfortable with it. But sure, why not? So he begins to he steps heavily up the stairs from the pit as he beckons you two to follow him. And don't worry, your beasts will be fine. We managed to give them water at least. No sense in wasting much food on a thing that's going to die anyway. So, he's attempting to lead you to the pits, okay? So real quick, we're going to pick it up with Marcus. So, I want to know what it is that you're going to do as the sun is beginning to go down.
Okay, as it's beginning to go down, I'm going to what I need to do is I need to stealth my way to closer to the citadel because I need to make sure that they bring me to that specific pit.
Give me a stealth.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to cast.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Pass without trace.
Pass without trace.
See, I'm a mind reader. Not a bad idea, unless you fuck this up. The whole plan goes to shit because he rolls a fireball on him.
I rolled an 18.
So you're good?
I'm getting close to that fireball.
I just want one thing to go my way. Oh, well, I kind of got that with Tirith a little bit. He did, but you guys still managed to narrowly escape that one. Damn it.
So I cast pass without trick.
So you stealth over to the pits, but you got to do it slowly. Okay.
So,
roll your stealth check. Add 10 to it.
Natural 20.
Oh my god, you guys are fucking killing me.
I didn't even need the pass without trace.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like all the bullshit I'm trying to throw at you
the
guys.
roll
Like,
so you could do the roll.
net 20.
Well, that's the thing.
We should call this one-sided dice fight because the DMs never win.
It would be a little metagaming if I cast pass without trace after the stealth.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you stealth your way towards the pens and are hiding expertly.
Okay, so I'm gonna find like a nice little alleyway, a near
close enough
to the pens, but like fairly close to the pens where no one is. No one's looking.
Okay, yeah, you can easily do that because you got a 30 something on your stealth.
And
you're like freaking, you're like cracks.
You probably could just stealth right in and not even have to be corralled.
I'm moving so slow you can't even see me.
Right, but that would be metagaming again.
Well, that and remember, smell raptors. That's the part that you're more worried about than being discovered at this point. Because at this point you're like, I'm fucking a ninja. Nobody can see. I'm like basically invisible.
Ninja dino.
I'm gonna transform into a clawfoot raptor.
Okay, so you're gonna transform. Okay, so you don't have to roll anymore.
He for sure is just Kronk when he's getting rid of the body.
And I'm just kind of like stroll around, kind of act like I'm looking around, kind of lost.
Okay, so as like immediately when you leave the alleyway, there's soldiers everywhere in the city, because it's still part daylight. So immediately when you leave the alley, you see like two soldiers get real wide-eyed. Raptor loose! Quickly, get him! And you see they kind of like come over. They've got their spears ready, but the second one that comes up, or sorry, the third one that comes up, he has like a little noose on a rod. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I act like whoa.
Okay, roll a performance check. See how raptory can your raptor be?
you break it and you're like speaking. You start speaking to them and be like, whoa, come on.
I'm using a luck point because that was a natural one.
It just fucks it all up. After all this badass stuff, it messes it up. That'd be great. I'd love that.
She was like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, get away!
Did this raptor just speak?
Oh, shit.
So that's a 10.
Okay, so they're like, what the fuck is this raptor's a little special, isn't it? I don't know. Where's his tag? I don't see his tag. Check his ear. Let's corral him first. You hear? So the two guys with their spears and shields.
Raptors have ears?
Well, they're little holes in their head. They mentioned a tag, which is
A little concerning.
so. The two of them like start clicking their shields one way, and then this other guy he like tries to like sneak with the noose thing to try to get it around your neck. Do you let them do it, or are you gonna force them to try to do it?
I'm gonna act like I'm more focused on
The shield bangers?
The shield bangers, like they're drawing my attention.
Okay, so as he gets the noose thing around, it tightens really quickly, and you can feel your airway gets just a little tight. So not enough to cause any problems, but enough to like kind of cut off a little bit of the circulation. So you're like a little woozy kind of feeling.
Yeah, I'm not actually doing this, but the image of me just like, hey, shut the hell, stop that.
Hey, stop! That's rude. Oh, fuck. Wasn't supposed to say that. But so as they constrict you, you see the two guys with the shield. They begin to like kind of like bump you along towards the corral. One got out. Where's his tag? I don't see one. And they kind of like start snooping around you. I mean, they could have fallen off. This is strange for sure. So they begin to like look you over, but you're not doing any magical things. So they can't actually investigate to see like, oh, this guy's a druid. So they push you into the pen and let go on the noose. We'll have to tag him later. Go get the quartermaster. We'll have to note this. The Emperor will not be happy. You're not supposed to get out. Yes, right. So you see they go up to this like tower kind of that overlooks the whole stable thing. And now you're in a pit with about 75 raptors.
Oh, I thought they were individual cells.
Oh, no. He's in this big corral of 75 raptors.
I was hoping it was like 10.
No. There's a whole legion here.
Death.
That's what I was saying.
Want to
And people were worried
think
about my
using
plan.
Better dice.
So,
Statistically, your dice have fucked you over more than any other player at this table.
right.
That's the running gag of my D&D career. So,
So 75. And with that, we'll see you on the next episode of 20 Sided Dice Fight.
oh.